Hello, everybody. How do we be doing on this day? What we doing, what we do, what we do. How it be, where it be, who are you, who am I? What an incredible conundrum. How are we all doing, though? Are we having a good one? Who knows? On that note, got to thank some lovely people who support channel like. That would be lovely. Would that not be? That's too high up. That's too high up. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now let's thank some lovely people who do what they do. Is that a thing that people say? Probably. I'm Gucci Akuma, but first, let's say some lovely thank yous to the Ace Trainer Ultras, who are Sebastian Sawyer, Typhlosion Shogun, Rachelin, Fame Titan, Coordinator Kia, David Radcliffe, Lemmy of Champions, John Glover, Puninator, Nicky Park, Glenn, Ace Chronicle, Adrius Vale, Lucas Gates, Nora ALZ, Alex the 8T, Striker Shot, Malachi Deese, and, speak of the devil, Akuma, and of course, double salutes for the big boys, the Ace Trainer Ultra Sexcells, XCells, who are Bro Metapod, Purple Dragonair, Sin City Yeti, Gear Overlord, Toy Bunny, Ghost Lupin, Mumbai Cobra, Night Angel, Gamer Guy Mike, TJ the Nerd, Austin Coldwell, Viridian Falk, and Bogey Taker. Thank you all for your lovely support. I'm out of breath on this lovely, wonderful little channel. Oh boy. On a wonderful, beautiful note, by the way. Little bit sage mode. Ooh. G Fuel. And I'm also rocking a little bit of the old Supreme Hydration. The Hornets one. The Hive Nectar. It's banging. Let's go. Are we getting Sheens today? I bet we're not. I bet we ain't. We'll die before we get a Sheen. I have to be careful. You notice I dribbled a little bit there. Because I've got my mouth ulcers still. Because I was all panicky all week about little Maxie, who's doing fantastically, by the way. He is doing dead good, the little trooper. Never know, the XLs might excel in the act of sex. I'm not going to ask them individually. I'm just going to assume. Hell yeah. Hair's looking nice. Thank you. What's left of it, right? Right? There we go. Proper little Rube Tube section. Hell yeah. Also glad your dog's doing great. Yeah, he's doing well. Little Gummy Bear's doing really well. He's having a jolly good time. I need to go where there's some Vigoroths. Where did I decide to hunt the other day? Was it around? I think it was down here somewhere. I think. Maybe. Probably. Maybe. Hell yeah. Tell the baby I say hi. The baby? What are you eating? What's that fluff? Okay, bits of fluff. Marty says hi. You say hi to Marty? Come on in. Come here then. Oh, she says hi back. Yeah. Matt saying naughties. Don't say that. First time I ever had all the celestial weapons. Oh, nice one, Jen. Oh, I'm gagging to play some Final Fantasy X. We'll do that tomorrow, though. Obvs. We'll play a bit of that tomorrow. I feel like my count isn't right on my shiny decks. Hang on. Shiny Living Dex. Where is it? There. I'm currently at 170. Oh, dear. Well, let's fix that. There we go. Feel like shit, by the way. Mate, you and me both. Holy moly. In that case, I've got any profile picture with someone that's kind enough to draw for me. Oh, fair play. Yeah, I can't see profile pictures on here. I have the chat tidied up. It's very nice. Because profile pictures well clutter the chat. Properly like. Right, let's go over here. Hello, Georgia. How you doing? How's you and Connor? How's everyone doing? We're alright. We're just surviving. Like, today's a little bit of a rest day after the 12-hour stream, but still got... I regret saying yesterday to Sophie, oh, do you know what? I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because today's the worst day of the mouth ulcers. It's so painful. No. I hadn't reached the worst day. Today's the worst day so far. But that's why, Liam, you don't chew the inside of your fucking mouth and lips when you're nervous. Well, apparently I do. Let's make a sandwich. Normal type sandwich, yes? Yes, please. Let's go. This way. Me and Connor have been very stressed recently getting through it. Oh, my dude. Well, here's hoping things calm down for you a bit. Hopefully very soon. I still need to do Mewtwo raids. I'll do one in a bit. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, but I don't have to change my Mew to Terrabug. Terrabug! Oh dear, that's lovely. That's lovely. Wow. Why is chewing the inside of your mouth when nervous very addictive? I don't know, mate. It doesn't help at all, but man, it helps. Hello, Toby9088. How you doing? How have you been? Been alright. We're a bit stressed, you know, money's tight and all that stuff. Like yesterday, I was waiting for a payment to come through, and then because the payment came through late, it meant that I think 5 direct debits got reversed, and I'm like, oh, that's probably not good. But then at the same time, like, I'm pretty sure direct debits get attempted multiple times, so I feel like if I just hold out till like Monday, Tuesday, or until I get an angry email from one of those companies, then maybe they'll get reattempted. Now, I've really got to find myself some vigor off. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I saw someone comparing Charles Martinet's performance of Mario to the new guy that's doing the voice for Mario Wonder. And I was like, oh, what a comparison. They sound like they're playing the same character. That's crazy. Except one sounds younger. Oh my god, that's mad. Where am I going? I think I need to be down the other end. A little bit further along. It's just about Monday induction week. Oh, you got this, lad. You'll fucking floor it, lad. Easy peasy. Easy mode. And Max is doing really well. He wanted 3 courses of food today. Can you do Shiny Hunt in Black 2 to Ultra Sun? I can. I'm not gonna. Because I'd rather play my favorite Pokemon game than play the old ones. Hello, Amley, and how you doing? Money issues are never easy. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you could have been shiny, but you weren't, you barstool. Connor says hi. Hello, Connor. Going looking forward to watching the stream. Hell yeah. How you doing, Addy? Hope you're having a good day. Be Gucci. Yeah, Max wanted extra food today. I mean, we've only been feeding him like a little bit anyway, just enough to get his meds into him. But he had enough to get his meds into him, and then he was like, please, sir, can I have some more? So we gave him some more, and then he was like, please, sir, can I have some more? So he's had all his pain meds. He's done really well. He's a good boy. He's a good egg. So we're happy with his progress. Like, he's got an appointment on Tuesday, like a follow-up appointment. And I think he's just going to boss it. I think they're just going to go, yeah, he's fine. He's definitely still a chihuahua. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think he struggled with his morning meal, but I think because he's only allowed to have his painkillers once every 24 hours, I think when he has his morning meal, they've worn off a little bit. So he's like, oh, this is a bit shit. This hurts. Because obviously his gums are going to be very swollen at the moment. And he's got to learn to eat without teeth, which apparently dogs are fine at doing, apparently. But yeah, so it probably hurts him a bit. So the evening meal, when he gets his proper painkillers, he's just wolfing it. Although I don't think the painkillers kick in that quick, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. But when did chihuahuas ever make sense? Not me. Not me. Hello, Alice Blaze. How are you doing? How's your day treating you? I like this area, but because a bunch of Vigoroth have popped up, but also there's too many other Pokemon. I mean, technically, I do need to hunt Zangoose and Stantler at some point. But I don't like all these Lechonk. I think I need another Litleo at some point as well. Ah, Maury, Katie, how you doing? What's your favorite Pokemon fan game? My favorite Pokemon fan game is using a Rotom fan with Levitate, because I think it's really funny, because Levitate is pointless. My favorite Pokemon fan game, I've only really played like a couple. I guess Radical Red, because it's had a lot of attention to detail put into it. Whereas other fan games that I played, like Insurgents, were just, what if Pokemon was, like, well edgy? And you're like, eh. Jumped into frame. Hello there. Hello, Linya. How you doing? I like putting air balloon on fan Rotom. Well, you never know, right? Kind of says Pokemon Unbound is the best one. Oh! See, I'm a bit of an old-fashioned so-and-so, because I quite like the official Pokemon games. I think they're quite fun. Which is such an unpopular opinion. It's like Pokemon Fire Red, but better. Yeah, a little bit. You could say. It's a popular opinion, Liam. Yeah, but not for the loud minority of people that use Twitter. Remember, the vocal minority of Twitter users speak for all of us. Didn't you know? Just not in the vocal, incredibly small minority echo chamber of the internet. Exactly, we're on the same page. Hell yeah. Remember, you know what my favorite thing is? I've eaten pancakes today. I'm jelly because I thought about having pancakes today, but we just didn't get time. What was I going to say? Yeah, my favorite thing is going back to like tweets from 2019 where people said, you don't get it. Everyone believes in our cause. The National Dex, BBND, it's a cause and everyone's behind it. And then the game sold like, you know, more than Sun and Moon or whatever it was, however well Sword and Shield did. And I'm just like, yeah, that cause went really well. Twitter's rule is apparently no one can have a different opinion. Oh, absolutely not. How dare you? People on Twitter forget that Twitter does not represent the entire world. Isn't it something like only 23% of Americans are on Twitter? So, like, Americans on Twitter can't even say they represent the average American, because the average American isn't on it. Sword and Shield is the second best-selling Pokemon game of all time. Scarlet Violet is rapidly approaching it. Damn! But I thought they were terrible. Joe, I was told, my favorite YouTuber, Joe, told me that Scarlet and Violet are bad games, and that we, you know, because it's a buggy game and has its problems, it should be labeled a bad game and not bought, and instead we should be buying AAA titles like Starfield, because apparently they're perfect, and they definitely haven't got any bugs. I was told no one bought Sword and Shield. Yeah, apparently no one except for like tens of millions of people. Unbelievable scenes. I almost tweeted about Starfield today because I've seen so many videos talking about bugs and problems and glitches in Starfield. And I'm just like, it's a video game. Like, at this point, not even the fact that it's Bethesda, but just like, it's a video game. And I feel like, in this day and age, with how complex video games are, every game that comes out has bugs because that's the nature of gaming. Games are so big and complex and vast nowadays that it's absolutely impossible for even a team of like 100 beta testers to find all the possible bugs in a game. When you realize that a single pixel could create a game-breaking glitch, it's like, think how many individual pixels are in this game. You know what I mean? And you think they've bumped into them all? In Starfield is a Bethesda game, bugs in Bethesda games has become a tradition. They're not bugs, they're features. Jedi Survivor had bugs, yet still fucking loved it. Exactly. Didn't Tears of the Kingdom have bugs for some people? Every game has bugs. And instead of crying about the bugs online, why not do the smart thing and report the bugs to the developers so they can fix the bug? Alright, Katanya, how you doing? What's happening? Chill out about the small glitches, it's fun. Exactly. Oh no, my Pokemon trainer for some reason has really long limbs. That's funny. When my Pokemon trainer completely when my Koraidon completely disappeared, my trainer was riding nothing. It was funny. Tears of the Kingdom crashed on me more than Scarlet and Violet. And if I tweet that, I get eviscerated. You're just saying that because you're a Game Freak apologist. The word apologist has lost all meaning. You know what I mean? Hello, Brian. How you doing? I mean, to be fair, Joe, let's be real. You could tweet, I had a really lovely day today, and people will go, oh, you enjoy living in a world where Scarlet and Violet are the worst games ever, do you? And you're like, I just said I had a good day, bro. Not crying about bugs. Entire COD community shudders, right? How you doing, Finley? What's happening? My friend Sophie is watching the Nair video. Oh my god! Is she more than 3 seconds in? Or is she watching it on repeat because she finds it absolutely enchanting? Him recorded a video of it just hanging in one area for 5 minutes. Nah, you're using an emulator, Joe, and you've just rigged it to do that. FIFA's been a buggy mess for years, yet people still buy it year in, year out. Exactly. Like, it's cool to not be happy with the Pokemon games. And no one... When I say that it's funny that people cry about it, I'm not saying that they should just suck it up and enjoy it. Like, if you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. But you're never going to convince, like, 14 million people not to buy a game just because you had a few bugs in it. Because most people are simple, and most people go... Does this game have Pokemon? Yes. Can I catch the Pokemon? Yes. Can I battle with the Pokemon? Yes. Can I collect all the Pokemon that are available in that game? Yes. Oh, I'll buy it then. Does it look better than the wanky, boring Statics 2D sprite era? Yes. Oh, wicked. A Pokemon roaming in the open world, almost like we're in a real, actual, natural environment, rather than just being hidden in tall grass and appearing at random? Yes. If a student project can have bugs, then so can AAA games. Exactly. Add on to that, me and some other classmates working on a game project. Nothing big, and we made the mistake of working on the landscape early, which caused bugs during and after it's done. Jesus. She watched the whole thing, so she saw the wink. What was her thoughts? Well, it's clean. Did she feel highly educated? Is she about to go out and buy some Nair? Another go at me for posting the theory that Indigo Disc will drop in November based on the regulation thing. Jesus. You're not even allowed to theorize? But I thought you worked for Game Freak, Joe, according to them. God damn. Hell yeah. Where on earth are all the shiny Vigoroth? It'd be lovely if they turned up. I guess I could just picnic reset. But wouldn't that be far too much effort? Maybe. There's a Vigoroth. Not Sheen, though. I mean, if the Stantler wants to respawn, there's a non-Sheen Vigoroth. Just so fed up with people misinterpreting my words intentionally. They do. And you can see when they do it, and they're so disingenuous about it. It's the whole because they didn't enjoy the game, no one else is allowed to because they don't like seeing others have fun. I know, right? When they could, you know, they could easily just play something else or give the game another go if it means that much to them. It's just like people who whine about Pokemon Go and still play it. Wow, I feel attacked because that is me. I'm there like, Pokemon Go sucks. And then I'm like, oh, what did I catch today on my Pokemon Go +++++? Although, to be fair, the Pokemon Go +++++ has actually made Pokemon Go a bit more fun. Although, if I could change anything about it, I wish we could tell it to prioritize Pokestops before Pokemon. Because I hate when it runs out of Pokeballs and then goes, we can't auto-catch because you haven't got any Pokeballs. But also, we can't spin the nearby Pokestops because you still haven't caught the Pokemon that are nearby. And I'm like, come on, man. Work with me. Hey, Rokumuro, how you doing? Night Angel, dishwasher called in, and I got stuck working. I've been lurking, want to say hi, and you're all wonderful people. You're really fucking cool, dude. Sophie is now showing Matt husband and sending it to more people. It's spreading like the man spread Nair cream on his butthole. Uh-oh. That's alright, Cyril. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Oh, I did home claws and I didn't mean to. All of Twitter shares one. Wait, no, brain cells. Nice. You're a motherfucker. I'm not doing an encore. I'm doing a run core. There we go. That was beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, you should go to !Sophie in the chat. And you should go follow her on Instagram and TikTok and Twitch. And then you should also go and subscribe over at onlyfans.com/tier-a-star for some spice. Little bit of spice. We can't catch because no Pokeballs. Then get them from the stop. We can't spin Pokestops because the Pokemon hasn't been caught. Literally that. It winds me up so much. And yes, I can go into the menu and tell it to stop recognizing Pokemon, but that's a lot more effort. My family laughs at my gaming in general, especially Pokemon. I've stopped caring. Oh yeah, once you reach that point where you're like, I'm just going to play things I enjoy, because for 99% of the time that I'm gaming, no one sees me gaming, so I'll just enjoy it. Coming up with stupid names for these cats is a joke, like Tax Evasion Paw, IRS Skit, and the like. I don't understand, but I'll take it. Mum thought I'd grow out of Pokemon. Everyone's parents did. I mean, to be fair, I did grow out of Pokemon for a while, and then I reached an age where I was like, why do I care? I really feel like I want to play this Pokemon game, and why should I give a shit when I could just play it? And there you go. And then not long after that, I started making videos on the internet talking about Pokemon, and I was like, at this point, I really have to stop caring what people think. Because even I think that's cringe, but I'm doing it. Warrior Cats, you definitely wouldn't get it unless you read the books. Oh, absolutely. Then I grew back into it. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. And now you're the last man standing. Nah, Peter Wynn will upload eventually. He's going to upload, I guarantee. I was speaking to him recently. He'll upload. But Toby's out of contention. So, hi, if you're a Birdkeeper Toby fan, can you encourage all the other Birdkeeper Toby fans to now watch me, please? I promise I'll start uploading good content. You know, the content everyone's subscribed for that I don't make at the moment. It's fine. Maybe Monday, after I've done my schedule stuff, I'll do my little update to say, look, guys, it's coming. I'm just bad at my job right now because I'm bad at being alive. I think Birdkeeper Toby fans are too young to watch your content. Wow. They might have grown up since. When I was showing Bishop in Area 0 and super geeked when I evolved it. Oh, nice. Well done. Oh, come on, man. Do a reset. Do a riggedy picnic. Picnic. Taste the picnic. Taste the goodness of the picnic. And Luke, Callum, and Pat are still doing Pokemon content. They are, and they're doing some fucking great Pokemon content. If I end up quitting, I promise you, I'll not be sending my audience your way. Wow, dude. Just say you hate me. That's so mean. Remember when you used to remember when I was on Twitch and you used to send your audience to me, like, on the reg? Now you just hate me. I get it. I hate myself. I stopped playing after Platinum since they continued to add Legendary after Legendary. Then the pandemic hit and I saw Sword and Shield and went, I want to play that. Here I am. Exactly. And you also realized, even though there are loads of Legendaries, you could just put them in the box and not worry about them. And that's kind of sick. That's a cool option. Toby fans coming to Leon stream. Mom, this man's saying naughty words. I mean, we get that anyway with the randos. Lucy still makes content. She still makes Pokemon content. She streams a fair bit too. I released my Calyrex. Wow. And then you got the Reigns of Unity. And Calyrex was like, bruh, you literally need me. Here we go. Hated it. Did you hate it because it had a turnip for a head? Because that's really judgmental. Oh, yeah, you do catch them at the same time. You're right. Oh, God. I've forgotten more about the Crown Tundra than you'll ever know. Although, technically, I never finished the Crown Tundra story. And I don't intend to. Because the Crown Tundra is all about Dynamax adventures, and that's all I wanted. And I've got it. I just wanted the horse. Wow. You just wanted the meat with no vegetables. I see how it is. I'm going to end up with another shiny Oinkologne on her. Oh, boy. Oh, I'll tell you what. Having this fat lip hurts. Went back and picked up Gens 5, 6, and 7 to my hefty prices. Played them. Found out that I really dislike Unova and Alola. Fair. I like Unova's story, but as a region, I'm not a big fan. And I like Alola's region, but I also am not a big fan of its story. It is what it is. Gen 6, though. Mwah, tickety-boo. Ow, that really fucking hurt. Don't do that again. And Alola's Dex. What a great Dex it was. Yeah, because it had the national Dex. No, I meant the new regional Dex. The regional Alola Dex. The additions. Want to pop in and say, I hope the stream is lovely and dead exhausted, about to go nap. No worries, Purple Dragon Air. Thank you for popping in. We appreciate you. Le Current Champion. Technically, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon didn't have the national Dex. This is true, actually. A lot of Pokemon didn't have Pokedex. Well, not they didn't have Pokedex entries, but they didn't have ones that you could view, right? You could just put all the Pokemon in there. But that doesn't help with my revisionist history, Joe. I remember Alola having a full national dex of all 721 Pokemon. Or however many there were. Oh, Zangoose, pick up the pace, mate. You're an idiot. Thank you. I like the Unova games, but yeah, the region isn't my fave. Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. I couldn't pinpoint it. 802. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't remember these things, Joe. That's what I have you for. Never had a national deck. Could transfer every mon from that point into it. Yeah, but the models in Scarlet and Violet aren't even new, guys. They've just added textures. Dislike stories from Unova and Alola. They're way too slow and boring. Plus, your rival in Alola is weak and too handholdy. The models in Scarlet Violet are new. They're just not new, mate. They're just... It's just upscale. I'm alright, man, on YouTube. How you doing? They turn textures of eyes and mouths into model elements. Ooh, saucy. So that the eyes actually move independently. Do you know where you can see a great example of that? I realized this the other day, yesterday when we were streaming. You can see it on a Wigglytuff. Because Wigglytuff, as it floats, kind of inflates a little bit. And, like, you notice on the model in Sword and Shield, its eyes stretch a bit. Whereas in Scarlet and Violet, they don't. Because, I guess because of that. Because its eyes are an independent thing. Petition to make Joe Gen 10 Pokemon Professor. The problem is, as cool as that would be, to see Joe getting that recognition, the flack online he'd get. You're in the game. How can you be unbiased? And you're like, oh, fuck off. There are a lot of people on Twitter who I wish would just fuck off. Would just go away. Not necessarily die, but just pick another franchise to obsessively moan about. But hey-ho. Remember, guys, there are people who believe the Sprite era of Pokemon was better, and I do not understand. I am running around here in a field full of Pokemon, and someone thinks that it would be better to be running around an empty, flat 2D world and only seeing a Pokemon one at a time when I happen to enter a battle. Honestly tempted to get Twitter blue just to counter the bullshit. Yeah, but then you can't go, silence, blue tick! Which is always fun. Plus, to be honest, if you started appearing at the top of search results, it just gives, you know, more people would be like, oh, I'm going to moan at Joe! Because my favourite YouTuber said Joe doesn't say things correctly. Have a giant open world with PNG sprites for Pokemon? Stop this. Stop this. Now everyone wins. Everyone. But I don't win, and I am everyone. That was my thing the funny thing the other day was when a guy was like, you're saying that people loved Sword and Shield? You're lying. And I'm like, I am people, and I loved it. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely people did, because I am people. It's your birthday. Can we fill the chat with happy birthdays for Ty, please? Happy birthday. Have a good one. Guess I'm lying to myself. Yeah, right. Hello, Mr. Computer Man. How you doing, Gizmo? What's happening? Hello, Finn. How are you? Oh, wait. Thank you for the 2 months. I will see the name when it appears on the screen. On the screen. Or will you? I could see it when it pops up in the little Streamy Labbies menu-y. Who were it? Who were? Who were? Good, how are you? I'm alright. I got a cracking bunch of mouth ulcers, but other than that, I'm alright. Good, how are you? How's the weather for you? Don't know. It was warm earlier, but I haven't been outside since like 3 p.m, so no idea. Hey, there it is.
Heckin' ya 2 months GL with the Huntley M.
It were bloody Rip Rob. Thank you, Rip Rob, for the 2 months. Get some bloody hype for Rip Rob. Doing okay fish at dinner just now? Oh, what you had? What you had? We had a cracking fish and chips, and we've learned that to save money, because we are quite, you know, the money's very tight at the moment, Not just because of the wedding, but just because, you know, low earnings because lack of uploads. Liam's depression and ADHD is slowly killing him. Where was I going with this? Yeah, because money's low. As a way to save money and also a way to help calories and stuff, we found that if we just order like a small chips each and then have a small cod split between us, that's just enough. That's just enough for us. And, you know, like, cod's expensive, so it saves us a good, like, 3-4 quid each time. Which is banging. Happy with that. Brother's paying you want to go to the van. Oh, solid. The van. Run a shiny Orthworm as I'm running across the map looking for 5-star raids. Damn. Pig and Tea Break that sometimes pops in here now and again. They sent me a video of them starting a Steel-type sandwich and then literally running about 4 steps and finding shiny Orthworm, and I was just like, that's mint. You like fish? Yeah, I like fish dicks. You like fish dicks in your mouth? Yeah, I like fish dicks in my mouth. What are you? A gay fish? You know, fish and a rice cake. I need to do raids. I need Urban Mystica. I need to do raids because I should probably catch that Mewtwo. But also because I already have a Mewtwo. I'm like, I don't care enough. It was allegedly me. What was allegedly you? It was me! Oh, Manon, you were really slow with that one. And you fucked up the joke. Idiot. Yeah, I just can't be arsed with the Mewtwo raid. Like, maybe if it was, like, I don't know. I don't know why I care. If all 4 are not using Mew, it's damn near impossible to take down Mewtwo. Damn. No one found a way to solo it yet? Is it because you're bad at Pokemon? I mean, that's documented. That's not why, but it's certainly a factor. Who loves orange soda? Kale loves orange soda. Actually, I love Sage Mode, which is orange and peach G Fuel. Use code ACE for 20% off, and there's a banging Labor Day sale going on right now. So you can get discounted tubs, collector's boxes, and starter kits, and get 20% off the discounted price with code ACE. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with orange and peach. Oh, that's not my Zangoose. Hashtag not my Zangoose. Thoughts on Jimmy versus Cena? Literally could not care less. Like, I feel bad, but Jimmy Uso is just a wrestler I have not cared about for a long time. Bro is the Matt Hardy of the Usos. Like, it's so sad. Tear the Kingdom Pro Controller yesterday turned up this morning. Oh, sexy! I bought a really cool... I'm claiming it on fucking expenses, though, when Taxman comes. I bought a HDMI matrix, a 2x2 matrix for Sophie's stuff downstairs. So now she can switch freely between PS5 and Switch going to her Elgato, but she can also freely switch between PS5 and Switch going to the TV. And she can even independently have the PS5 going to the TV and the Switch going to the Elgato and vice versa, which is fucking sick. I love it. I love tech that just fucking works right out the box. It's nice. And it saved a lot of cable faffing. Because before, it was like, if Sophie wanted to play on her PS5 on Twitch, she'd have to unplug the PS5 from the Elgato, unplug the Switch from the Elgato, plug the PS5 in and make sure it's all connected. And then if she wanted to swap over to playing it on the TV, she'd have to then unplug the output from the Elgato out of the monitor and then into the TV. What a faff. But now she just pushes buttons. Oh, it's true. Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh, sorry, just practicing for my wedding. Sorry, Sophie's wedding. I have a Mewtwo from Let's Go. Not really interested in 7-star raid. Just need to level mine up to 100. Other than that, not worried. Didn't worry about the 7-star Pikachu raid after that one raid try, which is fair. Bet she pushes your buttons, or she bloody does. And if you want to see her buttons, onlyfans.com/tier a star. Heck yeah. I would love for, like, a Vigoroth in a different color? Is there a better place to make, like, just Vigoroth spawn, or is that not possible? I mean, other than an Outbreak. I have one of those HDMI switch boxes. I love it. It's so handy. Where are we? Just see if what Outbreaks I have, just in case. A Vivian Outbreak? Damn. Yeah, man. Quillfish. That's okay. I am going to change the date to the proper date, because I realized leading up to the release of Thingy-Mabobby, Synchronize, yes please. Not to be confused with Synchronoise. What a great move. Is Synchronoise in the game anymore? I don't think it is. Have my Outbreaks changed? I don't think when you synchronize the clock. Oh, it does. It does. No, it don't. They stay the same. It's only when you physically change the date after not having it connected to the internet that they change. Which is interesting. I'd love to know the programming behind that, but also it would probably bore me shitless. What's that device called? I have to do that switching between my Switch and Blu-ray player. Sounds like a good investment. If you're just doing like if you're doing two different inputs to one output, just search for a HDMI switch. If you're looking for switching between two inputs but also switching between two outputs, then you want to use a 2x2 matrix, HDMI 2x2 matrix. Leon, do you put ranch on pizza? Do I put a farm full of cattle on my pizza? Only meat. I never remember what ranch tastes like, to be honest. I think I like it, but I don't remember. It's not that common in the UK to be like, oh, we're going to get some ranch, mate, on this. I know you meant the sauce. I'm just being facetious. There is a spot for slacking, but not Vigoroth. Ah, that's a shame. No worries, Matt. So yeah, like for my setup, because the only place in this office that any of my what am I trying to say? The only outputs I have in this room are the monitor that I play my games on. So like I just need the splitter that splits the inputs. And they're super cheap. Like the HDMI splitter, sorry, not splitter, because a splitter isn't great, but a switch is better. The HDMI switchers, you can get one for like 10 quid on Amazon, and the matrix was the HDMI 2x2 matrix was 45, which is annoying because in my opinion you're just adding an extra fucking input, but also like I get it. It's fine. For what it was an investment. Annoyingly, I could find like HDMI, 3 input, 1 output switch, 8 input, 2 output switch. And I'm like, no, I just want 2 in, 2 out. We don't make those. And I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. Shell bell from you, not a bad shout. You don't have to actually change the date. Just open the menu, change it. Okay. No, I know you do. I know you do. I know, mate. Don't you worry. I've done it a few times, but I meant like I forgot that when you change to having synced internet, synced clock and not synced clock, it doesn't really do anything. You know what I mean? I'm just not good at articulating. I'm aware you're being sarcastic. Oh, very good. Well done. There's a first. Let's go. You could buy one at the electronics department in your favorite big box store. Who goes outside to buy things? What are you? Just have Prime. I don't think I can spell. Oh, I know you can't. Don't worry about it. Good thing you're still in school, so you can learn. That'd be a solid idea. I recommend it. Best thing you can do for yourself is when the teacher speaks, listen. Listen hard. Hell yeah. I'm almost out. 1 year left. No, not much time then. You gotta hurry that shit up and start paying attention. Just watch episode 100 of Pokemon WTF Moments. Ooh, wee! I'm excited to make another one. If things could stop happening, that'd be great. Eat the poo-poo. Let's go. Thank you very much. Maybe I should give my character a sick fade. Did you see the live-action One Piece? No. I haven't seen the anime One Piece yet. Not interested. I know it's all about pirates, I think, and I'm just like, oh, I don't really care about pirates. Personally, not for me. But I can't say much because I love cowboys. Because I was like, sometimes my argument for pirates is, why are people so obsessed with pirates when they're like some of the biggest R-worders like in the entire world? Like in the entirety of history, they did a lot of the R-word. But then at the same time, I'm like, Liam, you like cowboys and you can't say much there. And I'm like, yeah, good point. Not a valid argument. Live action is out and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad people are enjoying it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Wow. Yeah, cowboys are literally... exactly, they're just as bad. What do you see in cowboys? My penis. Hard and fat. No, I don't know. I just enjoy it. Do you ever have things that you enjoy but you can't explain? Like... the funny thing is, I only really like cowboys in the confines of the Red Dead Redemption games, because I don't really watch cowboy movies. I'm not, like... I like a bit of steampunk stuff, because that's always got a bit of a Western vibe to it, but, like, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with it. I only watched the live-action One Piece, as I like the action in a TV show, and he was good in it, which is fair play. Hello, Jedi, I'm alright, how you doing? I'd be better if I had a bloody Vigoroth. Enjoy wrestling. I've had it hard to explain to non-wrestling fans. Because no matter what you say about pro wrestling to someone that doesn't watch pro wrestling, they just look at you like, but why do you enjoy it? And you're like, oh, because, you know, isn't it predetermined? And you're like, yeah, it's predetermined, but, like, the excitement kind of comes from trying to see if the booking staff would book it the way you'd booked it, you know, much in the same way that when you watch Ahsoka, you're interested to see, you know that Ahsoka's not real and all the outcomes are scripted, but you also want to see where the writers are taking the character. It's kind of like that with wrestling. And they're like, yeah, but they're not really hurting each other. And it's like, yeah, but Ahsoka's not really chopping up droids with lightsabers, but that's still fun. Would you rather a shiny Vigoroth instead of a bloody one? Wow. Yes. She's real to me, damn it. Yeah, it's the anticipation that gets you hooked. Good crowds really help as well. Do you want people to actually hurt each other? Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, some people do because they watch UFC. And they're like, man, I want to watch this guy get knocked the fuck out because that's super healthy to do over and over again. I'm not really a sci-fi fan, but I enjoy shows like Futurama and Red Dwarf. I get that. Like, I think I prefer sci-fi over, like, generic fantasy. But at the same time, like, I'm not big into Star Trek, apart from the more modern movies. Feeling tired? Get up with G Fuel. Hell yeah, get up with G Fuel. Up the G Fuel. Storytelling in the ring, athleticism, exactly. And people are like, I don't get it though. And I'm like, oh, I can't just make you get it. Yeah, but I don't know what's going on and what everyone's story is. And I'm like, that's because you're not listening to the commentators, who sometimes, to an irritating degree, will tell you the story beats over and over again. And if you listen carefully enough, they might even explain why a wrestler's choosing to do certain moves to a certain body part and stuff. I find fantasy a little bit too just medieval for me, in the sense that it's like, Morrowind, we have sailed across the war of the 7 roses of the 9 hills of the Fife climb of the 18th hole of putt-putt golf, and here we are now. Let's go and see our good friend Bartholomew, the king of the sword of the 8th Titan realm elf. And I'm like, I don't care. But then again, some stuff like that I like, which is very Star Warsy. Yeah, maybe it's the nature theme. Is that a confession to not liking Game of Thrones? No, this is my confession to not liking Game of Thrones. I don't like Game of Thrones and have never claimed to. I mean, don't get me wrong, I very much love beautiful naked women, but I don't want loads of politics in between. Put your respect on the king of the 18th hole of putt-putt golf. I'm so sorry. Know what I mean? Like, that blonde bird walking out of a burning building with no clothes on. Fucking baller scene, but also... I don't care. It's mainly dragons, though. I mean, most of the scenes that I've seen from Game of Thrones is either people having sex or people having sex against their will. And I don't know, I'm not big on that. But then I'm a big advocate for no media made nowadays needs R-word scenes. It can just be implied that it's happened. You don't have to show us it happening. That's something where show don't tell doesn't need to apply. You could just tell us that it happened. You can just set up the scene in such a way that you know something's going to happen that someone doesn't want to happen. You don't have to show us. It's the, you'll love it, there's loads of boobs and dragons. Yeah, get that on a spicy site. It's just not the dragons you expect. R-word scenes seem overly sexualized. I hate it. Yeah. Game of Thrones shows R-word scenes. I'm pretty sure it shows a little bit of incest as well, which I'm like, I don't need to. I don't need that. That's not for me. It's like when you load up fucking Pornhub, and Pornhub's like, do you want to see what everyone else is watching? They're really loving the Step Brother stuff, and I'm there like, why are they? What is this? Why? Why is that such a common category? I don't like that. Oh, it seems to traumatize the actors as well. I'm not surprised. Oh, you got Shiny Makuhita. Go on. Like, I very much believe that. The R-word scenes just have no place nowadays. But then again, some people could argue, but what about murder scenes? Like, you know, murder scenes can be traumatizing to the people whose families have been victims of murder. And you're like, yeah, that's a fair counter-argument, I guess. Because you can't really say which traumatic event is worse. You know, it's not a competition. One of my colleagues at work surprised when I told him I'd never seen Lord of the Rings. He assumed I'd like it because I enjoy things like Spyro and Pokemon. I have seen Lord of the Rings, and that's time I'll never get back. Quite enjoyed The Witcher. I've not watched The Witcher, but that's because I get a big Lord of the Rings vibe from it, and I'm like, if I didn't like Lord of the Rings, I feel like I'm not going to like The Witcher. Especially because someone said, oh, mate, if you love Lord of the Rings, you'll love The Witcher. And I was like, I've never said I loved it. Ever. Rachel trying to find raids for Urban in my second random shiny. You barstool. Actual barstool. Can raid Pokemon be shiny? Yep, it's just rubbish odds. Game of Thrones nearly killed Emilia Clarke, if I remember correctly. Didn't she have an aneurysm or two on set? Can you cause aneurysms? I thought aneurysms were like random events. I literally finished rereading Lord of the Rings yesterday. Damn. I like The Witcher because I'm a big fan of the game, which is fair. It's one of those where, like, I feel like I'm liking Ahsoka more because I'm a big fan of Rebels and Clone Wars. And there's quite a few little subtle references to that. Some not so subtle, but some quite subtle. Whereas I get someone could be watching it and being like, yo, I like Star Wars, but what the fuck is this show? Know what I mean? Hecker Yaya. Tasty. Reference to Jason Sindula, right? That's apparently a reference now. It's weird that they're like, that's a reference, and I'm like, what? That Hera's son is there? Like, for anyone that didn't watch Rebels, it's just like, oh, Hera had a son. Cool. Like, you know, that's a character. I know, that's what annoys me. I'm like, he was literally a character in Rebels. Oh, they're just showing him as a reference, and it's like, so you wanted the entire Ahsoka show to take place with Hera never speaking to her son. Okay, Star Wars people. You wouldn't say Obi-Wan and the Phantom Menace is a reference? Yeah, right, exactly. I'm with you. It's mad, man. Some Star Wars fans, man, are fully gone. Fully gone. Hello. Be sick if Vigoroth would shine. Half tempted to carry on my my Masuda hunt. There are people getting mad, obviously no spoilers, but there are people getting mad being like, how can this character use the Force? Only certain people can use the Force. And then I like Star Wars Theory just digging up an old interview with George Lucas where George is like, oh no, everyone has the Force in them. It's like karate, like, you know, you can give someone a few karate lessons. It doesn't mean they're going to be any good at it. But if they have the discipline and they have the natural talent, they'll be able to do it. Ahsoka literally explains it. Yeah, she says talent is a factor. But how is that possible? It's like, it's literally like the guy that made Star Wars said it. It's true. I thought the one thing Star Wars fans could agree on is if George Lucas said it, it's true. As long as it's, you know, not Legends that's decanonized. But, you know, Dave Filoni is carrying on George's legacy. And he does a bloody good job of it. She literally says the Force is within every living being. Yeah. And do you know what, though? Like, being reminded of that actually makes me look at, like, I think it's the end of... Is it the end of Rise of Skywalker? Or is it the end of The Last Jedi? Where that random kid... that I think Finn gives, like, a token or something to. Like, makes his broom come towards him using the Force. And it makes me look at that differently, because you roll your eyes at that and go, oh, wow, even that kid's fucking Force sensitive, how typical. And now I'm like, maybe that's just the one thing he can do. Maybe that kid, that's all he can do. He can literally go, I'll move this object slightly closer to myself. But he can't, like, predict things before they happen. He doesn't have a high enough M count to do anything of any significance, apart from, yeah, I don't have to reach all the way from a broom. It's kind of nice. It also makes me think more about how, like, even though, like, the Emperor and everybody like that are all so fucking evil, how easy it is for them to manipulate regular people into joining, like, the Empire and their cause and stuff. And it's like, well, if everybody has the Force within them, that means that the people who have low midi-chlorian counts are probably really easy to sway to the dark side of, like, thinking. So maybe that's it. Maybe instead of just putting up a convincing, like, oh, the Jedi are mean, it's more of a, we can just say a couple of things and we'll influence you towards the dark side and to respect, like, the more dark side way of thinking, maybe? Which is why even after the Emperor's killed and everyone kind of went, yeah, you know, the fucking Empire was really evil, people are still like, for the Empire! Like, that makes so much more sense to me. Like, in 3 episodes, the Ahsoka series is making so much of Star Wars that already kind of made sense to me, make even more sense. Oh, yeah, a lot of people work for the Empire did it for money as well, absolutely. Because they talk about that in, spoiler alert, in Ahsoka, they talk about, like, most of these people are just, you know, fueled by money. You're like, yeah? Money. Money. I need to take some ibuprofen to reduce the inflammation in my lip. Got an LGM and go and realize they have a little tail. Oh shit! Moved up my list of Pokemon by a lot. Damn! All it takes is a little tail. Also, loyalists would be against New Republic due to the fact they did kill a lot of Imperials. Yeah, like those people could be like the children of people who died during the Battle of Endor, for example, or even the Battle of Yavin, and be like, yeah, I followed in my dad's footsteps and became a fucking stormtrooper because the Jedi literally murdered my dad. Yeah, Luke killed, like, isn't it like 2.6 million people or something he killed when he destroyed the Death Star? Showing Last Jedi that some people sold weapons to both the Alliance and the Empire, yeah. The Seth Green. I mean, yeah, essentially, yeah, Anakin turned because he was convinced, like, yeah, the Jedi are holding you back, which is something Anakin thought, he
he thought, there we go, put your teeth in, for a long time that the Jedi were holding him back for his true potential. And then Palpatine basically says to him, if you achieved your full potential by joining the dark side, you could stop your bird from dying. And then once Anakin was at the point of no return, Palpatine was like, I mean, I don't know how, but we could find out. Yeah, there's loads of factors for Anakin turning. Like, the biggest starting point was the fact that Qui-Gon didn't trust the Jedi Council, and the Jedi Council were dickish with Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon ended up dying. And then the Council were like, yeah, we know Qui-Gon wanted to train Anakin, but you ain't fucking doing it, Obi-Wan, because we still don't agree with it. So Obi-Wan literally had to defy the Council to train him. At that point, Anakin's like, yeah, I'm not really liking the Jedi Council right now. And then they were like, yo, you want to be a master? No, but you could be on the Council. And he's like, okay, that's fucking embarrassing, because that's never happened in the history of the Jedi. And then it's like, oh, by the way, we're giving you a Padawan. You're still not a master, but she'll call you master, and we'll all call you master, but you're not a master. You're just this Padawan's master. It's just a weird crossover of naming conventions. And he's like, well, that's a bit lame. I'm a master with a Padawan, but I'm not a master. I'm not a Jedi master. And then they, like, almost convicted his Padawan of setting off a bomb in the Jedi Temple. And then when it was discovered that that Padawan didn't do that and it was someone else, the Jedi Council were like, soz, Ahsoka. Bygones be bygones. And Ahsoka went, no. And they just let her leave instead of, like, apologizing or anything like that properly or doing anything. They just let her go. And Anakin's like, you didn't even fight to keep her in the order. To be fair, you don't have to be a master to have a Padawan. You just be a knight. No, but he was still referred to as a master. Literally, he goes to kill younglings and they go, Master Skywalker, even though he's not a master. Maybe that's why he got so angry. Like, maybe he'd have spared the younglings if they hadn't said Master Skywalker. And he's like, are you making fun of me? Oh my god. Little kid. That's why he murked those kids. Also, the thing that people don't stop supporting a regime if the power has changed hands. Yeah, exactly. Just because the Empire has been defeated doesn't mean all the people working for the Empire is going to go, you know what? I guess they were evil after all. They're going to go, oh my god, the people that we think are evil just committed mass genocide. What the fuck? As if we didn't hate the rebellion before. The rebellion just committed 2 million murders. Wow. The Jedi were doomed to fail. Getting laid is a path to the dark side. Not true. That is incorrect. Jedi can absolutely have sex and reproduce. What they can't do is fall in love. They can eat, shoot, and leave like a panda, but they can't fall in love. They can't be attached to anyone. Do you think Anakin would have took down Qui-Gon if he'd been around during Order 66? If Qui-Gon would have been around, there'd have been no Order 66. That's what pandas do. They eat, shoots, and a male panda eats, shoots, and leaves, and that's why he's a bad father. Why can't Jedi reproduce but can be attached to someone? Why can they reproduce can't be attached to someone? That's so weird. Well, they can reproduce because then they're passing on their high midi-chlorian counts, thus creating future generations of Jedi and Force users. Makes complete sense, pass down those very, very good midi-chlorian counts. But also, they can't grow attachments because attachments are the pathway to the dark side. Because attachment leads to fear of losing people, a la Anakin losing his mother, Anakin fearing losing his wife, and then fear and loss leads to resentment and anger, and then anger leads to pain and suffering and malice. But doing that is going to make people attached to other people. Oh, sweetie. When you grow up, when you're a big boy and you grow up, you will very much learn you can absolutely have sex with a person and not catch feelings. You're far too young to understand this. But once you've left school and you're older, you'll learn all about it. People don't just have sex because they're in love. Some people have sex because they're just mad horny. And that's okay. Adults, as long as everyone's consenting, adults can do what they want. In fact, Jedi Code says a Jedi prove they are able to let go in the event of loved one's death before they can marry. Yeah, literally. A Jedi basically has to be like, look, I want to marry this person, and I do love them, but I'm going to absolutely prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that if they were to die tomorrow, I'd just take a deep breath and go, she's with the Force now. Or he or they. Once Yoda died, Anakin Vader is the last member of the council. Does that make him a master by proxy? No, it makes it a masterless council. Plus, by that point, the Jedi Council had been dissolved, so there was no council. Because the Jedi Order was disbanded and basically didn't exist. I guess. That's my take. So there was no council for him to be a master of. Also, given that Anakin at that point wasn't allied with the Jedi at that point, he was aligned with the Sith, he technically would have been... He would have been de facto removed from the Jedi Council if there were one. Because I'm fairly sure the Jedi rules state that you can't be a Sith and be on the Council. Honestly, quite entertaining, the fact that Qui-Gon's entire lineage of Padawans basically broke all the no-attachment rules. Yeah, Obi-Wan and Satine, Anakin and, what's-her-face? Padme. Fucking, I mean, Ahsoka wasn't really attached to anyone. And technically, she's Qui-Gon's Padawan's Padawan. But then Obi-Wan's Padawan Luke was attached to his sister, Hera and Kanan. Yeah, but I don't know if she's that attached to them, you know? Oh, Hera and Kanan, absolutely, yeah. Like, Kanan was well attached. But Kanan is, like, the fucking perfect Jedi at the end of Rebels. My word. That man, Kanan, with the most selfless act in the absolute history of the Jedi. Well, not in the history of Jedi, but Obi-Wan would have literally left the order if Satine said it. Yeah, no pressure, Satine. Had you said the word. The Jedi think everyone who loses somebody they love immediately goes to the dark side. No, but the Jedi know from experience that someone who has a very, very strong love for someone and attachment to that person often turn to the dark side after they lose them because of fear and anger. And shut the fuck up! Jesus Christ. I need to tinkle. I need to take some ibuprofen. And I need to let Essie in because she's been a dick. So BRB. Oh, I know we've gone away from this topic, but for anyone that was wondering about those HDMI splitters that I was talking about, the HDMI switchers, if you want the one with one output and 2 input, you just look for something like this. Focky, by the way. Focky. Focky. Yeah, just one of those will do it. I just sat down and I was like, oh, that's in my pocket. Okay, fair play. Possibly that Satine's son is Obi-Wan's child. Ooh! I heard, I can't remember whether it was Star Wars Theory or Screen Crush today, that posited a pretty decent, like, theory that probably won't come true, but it's kind of an out there theory, that the Mystery Inquisitor in Ahsoka might actually turn out to be Sabine's brother, which would be quite interesting. A little bit. I was like, oh, that'd be out of left field, but everyone would be well mad. As if the prevalent theories aren't weird enough. Where's my sandwich? I should have, I wasted some sandwich time. Going for that. Where's all me Vigoroth? Oh, hello. I mean, there's one of them. Get him, get him. Doodle-a-doo-da-doo. Your sandwich, what's in it? Fucking ball bags and gravy. It's a great combo. It's not like it's not like the big all to end all either, because Anakin's love for Luke was strong enough to overcome the Emperor's control. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hello, Daniel. I'm alright, mate. How are you? Yeah, the most prevalent theory is that they're you-know-who. But there's also another prevalent theory of it being you-know-who and everyone going, that's really going to mess up canon, though. Like, one of them is going to be, it has, like, with one of the prevalent theories, it'll need to be revealed mid-season, and then they'll have to spend the rest of the season explaining how that person exists in canon. And the other prevalent theory is most likely going to be, like, is more of it'll be an end of the season reveal, and we'll have to wait till season 2 to find just how that's going to make sense. You know, Voldemort was in Star Wars. Very good. Oh, Ralph Fiennes would be great. Ralph Fiennes. He'd be great in Star Wars. We need Clone War flashbacks. Do we, though? Because, like, when I want to see flashbacks of the Clone Wars, I just watch Clone Wars. It'd be nice, but I'm not gagging for it. The way the Emperor Team Return to Rise of Skywalker has taken a Legend comic book, was taken from a Legends comic book miniseries, Dark Empire. It was, yeah. But I think that book did a better way of explaining it instead of somehow Palpatine returned. Your dad's a Beyblade. Live action flashbacks with Hayden. Just got back from work. How you doing, Mum Water? Hope you've had a good day. Or as good as you can have being at work. Wouldn't it be cool if one of these Vigoroth had like an orange bit on its nose rather than red? Did you win the Mewtwo raid yet? Oh, sweetie, I haven't even started the Mewtwo raid yet. Because of this big condition I've got at the moment called CBA. Good time of day. I want to play Arceus right now or watch One Piece. I mean, the beauty of the Nintendo Switch is it'll allow you to do both. What's CBA? You find out when you're older. The rail station, head towards work. Oof, bit of rail. Getting there. It'd be cool if it were Galen Merrick and offering a slightly different origin story. It'd have to be... I feel like for Galen Merrick, it'd have to be a massively different origin story. Something like, Galen Merrick was a Inquisitor that Darth Vader, for some reason, even though he hated the Inquisitor, took a weird shine to. I'm old enough, Liam? Well, you don't seem to know, so maybe you're not. Can't do both at the same time, attention span won't allow it. Big mood. You think you can do both, and then you go, I haven't played any Arceus, I've just watched the TV show. Or I've played loads of Arceus, and I've realised I've not looked at the TV once. But it's not Sam Witwer in the suit. So... Maybe that's to throw you off. Remember, it wasn't Peter Serafinowicz in the body of Darth Maul. Ah! There he is! Let's go! It's the one I wanted! Let's go! Baby! Finally! Let's fucking go! Spotted him from a mile off with his big orange bum. Watch the old House of Horrors match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Oh, damn, dude. Yeah, it doesn't need to be Sam Witwer playing it. He could just do the voice. Hell, for all we know, the only reason Sam Witwer's in the credits is to be like Darth Maul's voice in a flashback. Oh! Because we could get... Oh my god, if you know what flashback I want to see? A recreation of the Sith Temple from Rebels, where Ahsoka discovered the truth about Anakin. Because Maul was there. Wasn't he? Laugh it, somehow turns out to be Barriss Offee with a voice modifier. I'll be so good. Kenobi! Let's go. Right, stick him in, lads. That's another one for the gallery. The gallery? 79. Isn't Sam Witwer credited in most of the Star Wars projects? Yeah. Like, he's... At this point, Sam Witwer's like the go-to for additional voices. So you're just like, yeah? Witwer? Witwoo? Where are we? Where are we? Plus, you get to play like haggard old Maul. Just, although I would really hope that if we got Maul in flashbacks, that they got Ray Parkin to be Maul, because like they did for his cameo in Solo. Where are we? Where are we? We are looking at the Dex. Let's see who the next fucker is. So we got up to... Oh, it's Smoliv. Oh, yeah. Oh. Tired, grouchy, and lonely today. Got 2 shinies hatched today, though. Swings and roundabouts then, but... Sorry, you're having a rough day, though. Bye, love. Hope it gets better for you. Jonathan, I'm going to be totally honest. I get that you find it hilarious saying insert Pokemon anime character has the Force. Man, it's not even like... It's not even ha-ha funny. It's just a bit boring. I don't know. You know what I mean? I guess I just don't laugh at that kind of thing. Which is weird, because I laugh at the most ridiculous fucking thing ever, but like... It's a bit cringe. You know what I mean? Like, Mr. Bean has the Force. It's like, well, he doesn't though, does he? I mean, technically everyone does, but... Because smell the colours of that burp? Nice. Take it. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself. Please don't tell me you hate me, Gizmo. Please, no. I've got to be nice. I'm a mod. Oh, sometimes it's hard to hold back. Where the fuck is Vigoroth? In Gen 3, where it normally is, Liam? Oh, yeah, smart. Look at that boy. Look at this fucking dude. Here we go. Tasty. Gizmo, are you one of the mods from the Book of Boba Fett? You know, the characters that nobody asked for. And even if Boba Fett got a second season, no one would ask for them to return. Oh, they're the mods, you get it? Because they're basically Deus Ex in, and a bit of Cyberpunk. And we're just like, no one gives a shit. Oh, but it's funny because we're called the mods and we're all British. And everyone's just like, who the fuck asked for this? They should get their own spin-off. Stop this. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, oh, I think the mods were a really nice addition. They weren't. They were bad. Riding neon Vespers. Oh, my speeder looks like a Vespa. You are, Marty. You're part robot. Right, let's go hang out with some fucking Smoliv. Nice. Trying to get Flabébé and Petlil hatched today. Might do the reset method if none show for Petlil. Fair. Valid. Valid. Smoliv will be near the bug gym. Cortondo! Oh, grass sarnies are the way? Yeah, of course they are, because there's loads of Eevee and... what's it called? Dick hole around there. Picnic. I thought the mods were okay, side edition Book of Boba Fett, but they shouldn't get their own series. Oh, absolutely not. Robot Part had a blockage twice today, and I'm really not happy. It's not been a smooth 2 weeks. You should learn to clean it better. Oh, I didn't want to connect to the internet. I wanted to save my game, you prick. You dickhead. I hope these painkillers kick in soon. My ulcer hurts. I know I can't say much, because, like, Max is probably in more pain. He literally had his entire mouth. Saves when you connect. Oh, good point. But I've done it again just to be safe, because I don't trust Game Freak. They lie. Thought I might message you about something that happened to me a couple of months back that I've only told 2 people about. Okay. Only if you're comfortable talking about it. Like, I don't want to cross any lines. But I'm happy to lend an ear. Let's fucking go. 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 It is tomato, isn't it, for grass, right? Or is tomato fairy? No, cherry tomatoes. Wait, cherry tomatoes bug, isn't it? Lettuce for grass. What's tomato? Tomatoes fairy. Ah, well. We're here now. Damn it! I think there are other characters. It shouldn't be connected to the Skywalker Saga to make it good. I think there are other characters in Star Wars that shouldn't have to be connected to the Skywalker Saga to make it a good Star Wars series. Well, that's one thing I really like about, not a massive Ahsoka spoiler, but obviously a little bit of one. That there's basically another galaxy to be explored, because then in the big Dave Filoni Mando Ahsoka team-up movie, a lot of it can take place in that galaxy. So that can explain why those characters were not there during the Skywalker Saga, because they were literally like, you know, the back end of the original trilogy. Not the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy, because they were off sorting out another galaxy. You know? I'm like, yeah. Opens up a lot of possibilities. Had someone this evening say they didn't believe the new Pokemon are coming to sleep, despite them saying they are, and teasing more ghost types for Halloween because TPCI can't be trusted. Oh, that's so cringe. Amazing scenes. Wait, what new Pokemon are coming, though? Do we know? My boy? Last time I checked, TPC dictated what goes on in the various Pokemon games in general. Don't know yet, just know some are coming. I hope it's Poliwag. Oh yeah, Flabebe is an annoying shiny hunt because it's so small. Remember to do the let's go method. That'll help with Flabebe. Grass! That's what your ass is if you mess with me. It's grass! Let's find ourselves some Smoliv. Poliwag won't fit in the Halloween event unless it dies. No, but soon. I don't want to wait for the Halloween event. So what? They're going to add Shuppet and Sinisty and Alolan Marowak. What the fuck are you? Are you a grass type, mate? Because kindly fuck off. Mimikyu is probably a solid shout. Because Mimikyu is a big fan favourite. Hiccups. I mean, really, they should add Annihilate so I can evolve my shiny Mankey. Plus adds to the rumour that we might get live-action Cal Kestis, either his own adventure or as an add-on to the existing series. I like that. I want more Cal Kestis everywhere. Joe just did a really bad fart. Can you tell him off, please? Cerebi doesn't fart. He's too busy spreading misinformation and sucking off Game Freak like the bootlicker that he is. What an apologist. I don't know what any of these words mean, but I'm using them because my favourite YouTuber said them once. Hell yeah. Let's go. Then I'm going to post leaks to my public Twitter instead of just posting them on dedicated leak sharing boards where people actively want to see them, instead of, you know, when it's way more fun for me to post it on Twitter where people may not want to see them. That's sick. Give me my shiny Smoliv. Hello, Hammer. How you doing? Did I do a good impression, Joe, of the internet? I think I did. I think it were great. Hell yeah. I'm going to show leaks here because I want clicks and internet points, yeah. I'm going to put the leaks in the thumbnail of my YouTube videos, not pixelated, not blurred, and not covered, you know, with you know, not a silhouette, because I really don't respect my audience, and I just want more new people to click my videos. Nice. Mimikyu's overrated? It's not though, is it? Like, fundamentally, Mimikyu is a very good Pokemon, and arguably the only guaranteed Trick Room setter. So, it's not overrated. It's rated as highly as it should be. Like, it's good at what it does. It's got the look of a Pokemon. It's got a fantastic typing. Like, Mimikyu's a very good Pokemon, one of the standouts of Generation 7. But you can... another way of wording what you just said is, I don't like Mimikyu. You can say it. You can say you don't like Mimikyu. But you can't claim it's overrated just because you don't like it. That's not how it works. Also, on a similar note, when someone talks about a Pokemon and you don't like that Pokemon, you don't have to... you don't even have to tell people you don't like it. Yeah, the backstory Mimikyu is mint. There's no water in it. Skated to the fountain outside Buckingham Palace. There's no water, so we took the opportunity. You're skating in the fountain. That's amazing. Or you have skated in the fountain. That's kind of baller. Here we go. Everyone on the internet wants acknowledgement worse than Roman Reigns. I want a Star Wars show that doesn't connect to the Jedi, Sith, or other Force user while having a damn good story and not having to connect to the Skywalker saga. I mean, the problem is... They did a show about... They did a Star Wars show that didn't connect to the Force or Jedi or Sith or Force users, and it was boring. Because without the Force and without good, you know, the battle of the light side versus the dark side and the Force and all that, like, that's... you're just stripping away everything that makes Star Wars Star Wars. Je suis big gamer. Congrats. How was King Sausage Fingers? Hang about? What does that mean? Yeah, Andor was fucking boring. Good lord. It was like, let's put everything in a Star Wars setting, but take away everything that makes Star Wars interesting. Like, to me, wanting a Star Wars series that doesn't revolve around the Force and the Jedi, or doesn't link to any of the Jedi or Sith or anything, it's kind of like asking for the Hunger Games, but I wish we could get a show in the Hunger Games universe where the plot didn't revolve around, like, the Hunger Games and, like, whoever's competing. I want to know what the common man's doing during Hunger Games. You know what I mean? You're at Star Wars Holiday Special with all the singing. I've unfortunately seen it. Once was enough. Sausage Fingers. But I like the Force. I'm very interested in the history of Mandalore, which is why I'm very much enjoying The Mandalorian and the connections to that. Although, Mandalorian Season 3, good lord. If they do a Mandalorian Season 4, they really need to, like, pull the reins in a bit and, like, actually start focusing more on, you know, building it back up. What would be nice? A Knights of the Old Republic Star Wars film trilogy? Oh, don't. I'd love it. Especially with how, like, the Old Republic droids looked and stuff. And, like, I'd love something around the High Republic as well, which I think we're getting. Rogue One was a film adaptation of Halo Reach's plot. Wait, Halo Reach was really boring as well? Fuck. Carrie Fisher would put on Star Wars Holiday Special whenever she wanted guests to leave her house? Amazing. My last comment might help. Hang on. Star Wars Episode 10, The Chronicles of Rick the Door Technician. Give it me. Inject it into my veins. Star Wars without the Force would basically be Star Wars Go. Star Wars Go. Every Star Wars show is connected to the Skywalker Saga somehow. Shouldn't have to do so. But the Skywalker Saga is the main story of Star Wars that literally dictated the fate of the galaxy. Like the Skywalker Saga revolved around the Chosen One that was prophesized to bring balance to the Force, and then all the repercussions from that. Like, the entire story of Star Wars revolves around the Skywalkers. That's why everything connects to it. Because everything is connected through the Force. Like, I get what you mean. Like, it'd be nice to see, you know, it would be nice to see something around, like, the Old Republic and stuff, because that wouldn't connect to the Skywalker Saga. But everything that happened during the time of everything from the Phantom Menace and before that, even as far back as the Master and Apprentice novel with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and even the stuff in Dooku Jedi Lost, all of that leads up to and then builds from the Skywalker Saga because it's connected to them because it's supposed to be. That's the story of Star Wars. Rule of Two origin film would be sick. I loved Andor because it was a political-based one. I like political thriller type thing. Maybe I'm biased. I work in government. I found it so boring. Like, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like, I'm glad people got enjoyment out of it so it wasn't a total waste. But man, I never want anything like it ever again. Because to me it was like, hey, you remember how boring Rogue One was? Yeah. Well, you know that guy that died in Rogue One? Yeah. Do you want to know how boring his life was before he died? No. Just say you don't like Star Wars, you don't need this very far reach. I mean, that's a bit mean. That's a bit mean to say that just because they don't like the connection to the Skywalker Saga, they don't like Star Wars. It's just more like everything that takes place during the timeline of the Skywalker Saga connects to the Skywalker Saga because of course it does. It's, you know, it has to. Because that's the biggest, like, that's the biggest event happening within the realms of the Force at that point. Like, some things are weird. Like, you have to, you know, you have to step back and, like, what's the word? Suspend your disbelief a little bit. Like with Rebels, for example. Rebels kind of gives us, oh, by the way, while Luke and Vader were having their fight, there were these other rebels as well. Like Kanan Jarrus was out there and, you know, knew of Vader, and the rebellion knew of Kanan, but he didn't get involved in, like, the final events of the Skywalker Saga and stuff like that. But you just, you know, you got to remember, it's a work of fiction. There are going to be things that are hard to believe. I mean, we're talking about laser swords, like actual laser swords that never seem to need charging. Even that in itself is like, I mean, if you start pulling at threads in Star Wars, you'll just unravel the whole thing. Oh yeah, Rebels is before New Hope, you're right. You are right. You know what I mean, though. Like, it's weird that prior to A New Hope, they got Obi-Wan on board, kind of, and never once kind of went, hey, by the way, we got this other Jedi in the rebellion called Kanan. So Leia is a senator rather than on the run from Vader. Yeah, you're right. How do they charge those lightsabers? Basically, if you stick it in your arse and fire it out at high velocity, it creates the kinetic energy needed to charge the saber. I just want something fresh and new in Star Wars out of the confusion, connections, and convoluted history, and I totally get that. I'd like them to have not bitched out Cad Bane. But, sadly... For sure, the user's force is the power to supply the lightsabers. Yeah, it's to do with the Kyber crystal, isn't it? But to the casual viewer, they just have to kind of go, guess it just works. Know what I mean? Like, that is one thing I have a problem with just the internet in general. But Boba Fett uses a lightsaber and doesn't have the Force. Boba Fett doesn't use a lightsaber. What was I going to say? Yeah, that's one of the problems I have with online discussion about not in here, but like in general, like online discussions about fictional shows. People put way too much like stock in like, oh, they should do this and they should do that, and I find this plot device difficult to believe, and you're like, ultimately, the writers are going to write it the way they want to write it, and there are some things where you just kind of have to go, I guess I have to accept that. Which is like, you know, what we do with pro wrestling. We go, wow, a year ago, that guy literally tried to break that guy's neck. And now they're besties and they want to win tag titles together. That doesn't make any sense. If someone tried to break my neck, I'd never speak to them again. Like, not even by accident. They literally stuck my head between the folding of a steel chair and stamped on it. And were hoping that they broke my neck, or worse, crushed my fucking windpipe. Yeah, I'm not going to be his friend, and I'm not going to talk to him ever again. There's no coming back from that, friend-wise. But, as we're wrestling fans, we have to, we have to suspend our disbelief. Only toxic fans deal in absolutes. Don't they need to have a link to the Force like Luke Skywalker to put it into the lightsaber? Boba Fett hasn't used a lightsaber. I can't think of an example of Boba Fett using a lightsaber. And also, as we discussed earlier, everybody has the Force within them. There's just factors that determine how proficient they are at using it and whether they can tap into it themselves or not. Han used Luke's lightsaber in The Empire Strikes Back. That's true. Well, there wasn't Luke nearby. Like, maybe being around Luke is what charges the Kyber Crystal, and maybe it maintains some of that charge for a bit. Which is why it has an on-off switch. Poor Tauntaun. Oh yeah, Luke was nearby. He was literally on the ground. There's more in Star Trek and Star Wars, and the films are cool. I like the stories they told. I wish they kept it as Finn was a Jedi, and Rey like Han. What? I'd have loved it, man, if Finn would have been a Jedi. I still think in the Rey movie they bring it out, I feel like Finn will be revealed to be Force sensitive. How would Luke continuously put the Force into the lightsaber while it wasn't in his hands? Because the Force is everywhere. It surrounds us, penetrates us, every living being. You don't need to use your hands to use the Force. That's not how connection to the Force works. Bruh, they tell you this in the first Star Wars movie ever made. Yeah, I'm happy for Rey to be a Jedi. I'd like her to have not been Palpatine's clone's daughter. Because, like, the daughter of a clone would just have so many health issues. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But, it is what it is. They wrote it that way, and now we have to accept it. That's not how the Force works. Oh, Han Solo in Force Awakens was fucking wonderful. I was worried it was going to be a really cheesy cameo leading up to it, and I was just like, oh no, he's done really well. I'm going to start calling the sequel trilogy the Force Awakens trilogy, because I really like the Force Awakens as a movie. You know, aside from, like, Finn getting a lightsaber up his spine and being like, oh, I can walk. It's cool. Was it Finn or was it Kylo? Can't remember. Someone got a lightsaber up the spine and just went, oh, just walk it off. Yeah, I was hoping Rey was related to Obi-Wan, especially because, like, the last voice she hears after she touches the lightsaber is, these are your first steps. And it was Obi-Wan. Boba Fett has used fallen Jedi lightsabers as trophies. In canon? Or in Legends? I both love and hate how Harrison Ford hates Star Wars right now. Oh, it was Finn, yeah. Original concept of lightsabers, Kyber crystals would imprint on their respective Jedi only, allowing them to activate it, but it was later retconned, so Kyber crystals just being crystals, which is fair. Hey, if it's been retconned, that's the writer's choice, in it, so we just have to go along with it. Kylo sliced up his spine. And fucking Finn's central nervous system was just like, and? Maybe it just grazed him. Maybe it just burnt his clothes a bit. Secret Trilogy Force Awakens, the only one I really like. Yeah, like, I'm sure at some point I'll go back and watch episode 9 and I'll be like, that was fine as a movie, but wasn't a great Star Wars movie. But Last Jedi, I don't ever want to watch again. There's nothing in The Last Jedi where I'm like, oh, I really want to watch that scene again. I'm like, nah. It's a shame. Oh, Erazushi with 13 months. Second year now in progress. Yes, indeed. He gets some hype in the chat for the resub. Maybe his leather jacket was made of Beskar. Yo!
Second year now in progress.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Erazushi. Get some hype. I liked the end credits. Yeah, because it meant you could leave. I forgot to use the damn camera in this game to get closer looks. Shit, bruh. Shit, bruh. Boba Fett only used lightsabers in Legends, so it's not canon, so no, you don't have to worry about it. No worries there. So canonically, Boba Fett has not used a lightsaber. Boom. Where on earth? Where on earth is my god diggity goddamn shiny Smoliv? I mean, to be fair, Liam, you've probably seen like 50 Smoliv tops. Yeah. What about Smoliv bottoms? Very good. If I were a Smoliv and I was shiny, I'd appear for me right now. And I think I'd be doing a good service. Isn't it weird that in this gym puzzle we have to kick a giant olive around in front of a bunch of Smoliv? Don't realize Ray took the last name she did to get a free house. Yeah. I definitely live here. Don't mind all the corpses buried like 10 yards away from the house. I definitely live here. My name is Skywalker. My name is Jeff. Stop. Man, we could have had Rey Kenobi. Although, I think if she was Rey Kenobi, a lot of fans would still have complained, why does she have to be connected to anyone? Although I hated the idea of, oh, you're just no one. You're not connected to anyone, you're just no one. Now go defeat Palpatine. Although back then it was defeat Snoke, yeah. Oh, wouldn't it have been nice if Snoke was the big bad and was absolutely baller and was just a new big bad Sith and wasn't just a shitty failed clone? Oh, there's such potential, man. Isn't it theory that the sequel trilogy is a trilogy of anti-movies? So The Force Awakens is made as an anti-prequel, Last Jedi is an anti-Force Awakens, and The Rise of Skywalker is an anti-Last Jedi? I don't know what that means. So you mean the Force Awakens was made to just undo the prequels? Depends on how you're using Mousehold. And you're saying The Last Jedi was made purely to fuck up the plot of The Force Awakens, and then The Rise of Skywalker was made to fuck up the plot of The Last Jedi? I mean, I very much believe that The Rise of Skywalker was written basically just to undo all the fuck-ups that Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi. Like, that was fully damage control. My answer, why does she have to be connected to question, is because shut up, people surprisingly are okay with my answer. That's a solid answer, I give you that. Like, I didn't mind Kylo telling her she was a nobody, because of course he would lie to her. He's towards the dark side. You know, he's potentially Sith. But, like, I don't understand, like, why it couldn't have been revealed that she was someone that wasn't a Palpatine. It's weird. Like, unless their big long-term plan in the future, which they didn't have for the sequels, is to be like, oh, here's a series all about Palpatine getting his cloning right. And it's like, we've seen bits of it, but then it turns out, oh, look, this is fucking Moff Gideon is overseeing the cloning of Palpatine. And then, for some reason, the writers went, oh, no, this is Moff Gideon overseeing the cloning of himself. And you're like, why? Why, man? Should have been Ray Chewbacca. Oh my god. And as she ages, she just gets progressively hairier. What about Owen taking over his father's home? What do you mean? What about Owen taking over his father's home? What? Owen Lars taking over the farm that his dad raised him on and had him working on? Surely that's just called inheritance. He might have loved in it. I mean, I didn't see Baru and Owen with a different child. Maybe they didn't. He probably did love in it as well. Bow chicka wow wow. Can't wait to go on this boat. I'm buzzing to go on this boat. I'm going to be riding those waves like I'm riding Baru's fucking back end. Was it a case they couldn't have kids? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Owen and Baru couldn't have kids of their own. So they just raised little baby Luke boy. Or is that the Organas? Oh, no. The Organas, when they accept... when Organa decides that we will take the girl, he says, we've always dreamed of having a baby girl. I don't know if that necessarily implies that they couldn't have kids, but it certainly can be inferred that maybe they couldn't have kids. No zoom in this camera. I'd be so freaking close to them. Why don't you use the knockout method? Why don't you just do this? Because Flabebe's shiny won't get knocked out by that method. Like, your Pokemon will refuse to attack it. One thing I will never agree with Star Wars on is during the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Obi-Wan leaving the planet. Obi-Wan should have never, ever left Tatooine. Until the events of A New Hope. I get it. Because you kind of needed a way for Obi-Wan to fight with Vader before A New Hope. But if Vader went to Tatooine, surely he'd figure out that Luke was there. But I'm sure you could have written a way where Obi-Wan and Vader have their fight, but it's on, like, the fucking dead-ass other side of Tatooine. Really far away from Mos Eisley. And, you know, Beggar's Canyon or whatever it is. But also, not watch a single Star Wars movie. That's alright. Remember, we often talk about things that not everyone knows about, but, like, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the stream. Remember that. It's like when we talk about wrestling, everyone goes, I don't understand any of this. What's a Devon Dudley? I feel like Rian Johnson was allowed to do his version of Episode 9. The Last Jedi would make so much more sense. But the backlash didn't allow it. Oh, well, I enjoy the other stories. Not perfect. I don't know why. And I don't know... obviously, you know, I don't get how movies work. And, like, I know directors have other commitments. But if you're going to do a trilogy of movies and you're dead set on a trilogy, why not hire the same director for all three movies and go, I want to book you to do these three movies. And the screenwriter, I want to book you to screenwrite under strict supervision these three movies. And I want to book you early so that you can't take on other projects that clash with it. Oh, thank you, Claude Isle. I can listen to Leah talk about anything indefinitely. Like, I think J.J. Abrams didn't do Last Jedi because he had something else he had to do. But I'm like, then why didn't you get someone else to do The Force Awakens that could commit to all three? I don't know anything about wrestling, I just make fun of it. Classy. We like it. Or make dumb jokes. But yeah, like, if you're going to do a trilogy and it's that important and you've got such rabid fans, maybe start with a plan. The only reason I've not watched them is that I know I've become my new hyperfixation. I don't have the energy for that. Hearing these tidbits every now and then is fun. Oh, man. Star Wars hyperfixation is real. I'm pretty sure there was originally a different director for all three. Oh, the original trilogy had different directors, didn't it? But that was being written under the strict scrutiny of George Lucas. Like, he was really heavily involved. And now that George Lucas isn't heavily involved, it's like, please, Just let Dave Filoni write everything. Dave Filoni gets it. Dave Filoni is the second coming of George Lucas while George Lucas is still alive. Tried to get One Piece, then I realized over 1,000 episodes went, nuh-uh. I mean, try getting into the One Piece live action, because there's only 8 episodes of that. So what a great time to start. Wow, I don't even like One Piece, and that was a great suggestion. Oh, you mean the sequels? Yeah, they were already planned to have 3 different movies with different directors, which is a stupid plan. Not a great plan. That's exactly what I did, Liam. Oh, there you go. There's me. Bit of Star Wars knowledge, bit of wrestling knowledge, too much Pokemon knowledge. Yeah. I feel that. In Filoni we trust. We do! We do! Rey took the name Skywalker because they treated her like family. This passed down Luke's home on Tatooine to Rey. Luke had no problem with it. Oh, I'm sure she absolutely had permission from Force Ghost Luke to be like, yo, you want to fucking have my house? Well, my old house, since no one's living in it now. But also, like, I always think taking his name's a bit much. She could have been like, Rey, literally anything else. What is Paradox Entei? I don't know, because it's not been officially revealed yet. And if anyone has looked at any leaks and reveals anything that is in leaks, then you will be promptly banned. And I ain't even talking timeout. I'm talking, oh shit. You pay money to support this channel every month, you're still banned. Oh, Filoni, my Filoni. Imagine how my friends felt when I bring up Pokemon, because they're not into that as far as I'm aware. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, that's the beauty of it, though, is everyone has different interests, and it's okay sometimes to be chilling with friends and them talking about something you got no idea about. That's me with most anime. I'm just like, I don't know. Felonious grew? What do you mean Rey grew? If she embraced Rey Palpatine, that would have been great. Mate, that would have been... Do you know what would be interested? If she embraced Rey Palpatine, right? It would be weird, because obviously people on the light side would be like, oh my god, she's the one that defeated Palpatine. We know this because all the people on the light side that fought alongside her are saying, you know, that she did that, and that's fucking mint. We love you, Rey. And all the Imperial loyalists would be like, oh my god. Like, all the First Order loyalists would be like, oh my god, Rey Palpatine? She's with us. She knows. If we follow her and whatever she says, maybe she's got a plan. And you dupe the entire First Order into being on the good side. Be great. But no, she's a Skywalker, which just means, like, any remnants of the First Order are just going to be like, wow, we really fucking hate you. She should have been Rey Solo. Leakers. Oh, these guys haven't seen the recent leaks because they don't want it spoiled. It would be a shame if I shared those leaks. Yeah, exactly. To get 3rd Shiny Applin today. My first Teal Mask teammate. The rest will be returning Pokemon that I'll spot in the wild and think, huh, that's neat. Nice. This is nice. How are you going to make every single light side Jedi user go to the dark side? What? No one has. What are you talking about? The Sith don't do that. The Sith have the rule of 2. So what the Sith do is they seduce someone to the dark side of the Force to be their apprentice. If they have a master, they kill that master and become the master themselves. And then they kill any Jedi or any light side Force user that they come across because they're a threat. It's one thing if you look at leaks yourself. It's another if you leak it to people, for someone else. Exactly. It's the same as movie spoilers. If you want to spoil a movie before you go in for yourself, like if you want to read the entire plot of Endgame before you watch it and then go watch Endgame and be like, wow, everything the leak said happened. That's crazy. Almost like it was a leak. Leak confirmed, I guess. Bully to that guy. Then fair play. But if you're there like, oh guys, here's the entire plot of Endgame, this is exactly what happens in the movie you've not seen yet, then you're an arsehole. That's all you are. You're just outing yourself as an absolute arsehole. That's not how the Sith work. It's in a raid, so if someone spoils what Paradox Entei will be, I'll be banning them myself, yeah. In a heartbeat. Didn't watch a single MCU movie and still watched Endgame. Didn't make a lick of sense, but it was really cool. Exactly, there you go. There are whole channels dedicated to leaks. I hate it here. I mean, I don't follow those channels. I follow channels. I don't follow any. I follow Toby. Toby's a theory channel. I don't follow many theory channels around Pokemon, but I follow 2 theory channels around Star Wars and the MCU, which would be Star Wars Theory and Screen Crush Cover MCU and Star Wars. And the thing I like about those channels is they don't report on leaks. They will report, oh, this has been confirmed by such and such a company, and they'll theorize, but they don't. They're like, I don't touch that leak shit. Like, I think Star Wars Theory said in a video today, it was like, I don't care about leaks or anything like that, so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my own thoughts because I don't follow that leak shit. I'm like, hell yeah, a little bit more respect for you, lad. Because it's nice to, it's nice to have big YouTubers that realize that people don't want to have returning Pokemon or newly revealed, not yet revealed Pokemon in the thumbnail and stuff like that. I've seen a theory that Marok is Starkiller. I've seen theories that Marok is Starkiller. I've seen theories that Marok is Ezra. I've seen a theory that Marok is Sabine's brother from back on Mandalore. Yeah, I like Star Wars Theory. I do think, and I can understand why people think that Star Wars Theory can be a little bit unlikable, because he can come off a little bit brash and a little bit snappy, but when you've been a YouTuber for as long as him and people just choose to shit on you all the time, I totally get it. Like, I totally get why you'd be a bit short-tempered, Basically, the theory around Ezra revolves around Ezra is able to control the Purgle, right? And Ezra, during his exile, well, not exile, but during his disappearance, he was with Thrawn and would have spent a lot of time talking to Thrawn. And what happens when you spend an extended amount of time with your enemy, as we saw in Rebels with Zeb and Callus, you end up kind of sometimes finding common ground. So they would have had a lot of time to talk. And eventually, they probably would have discussed, like, their motives and their thoughts. Bearing in mind, Ezra has tapped into the dark side before. He literally opened a Sith holocron. And so Thrawn may at some point have basically... Because Thrawn is very intelligent, remember? Like, he's an expert tactician and a very good manipulator. He may have got Ezra to understand his point of view, which could have helped Thrawn kind of coax Ezra to the dark side without necessarily being a Sith. Plus, Thrawn is in contact, kind of, with Morgan Elsbeth, who is a Night Sister, so she can tap into the dark side. So that could have turned Ezra, or not necessarily turned him completely, but turned him enough to be using the dark side, not necessarily being a Sith, but being a dark side user. And also, Ezra could have then, while Thrawn is preparing for his return in this other galaxy, he could Ezra could have used the Purgle to travel through hyperspace back to where Morgan Elsbeth is, and then meet up with her and meet up with Balin and that, and then they can start planning their move, because Ezra will be their guide using the big Lightspeed engine to exactly where they need to go to get to Thrawn. And then they'll use that Lightspeed engine to not only bring Thrawn back to this galaxy, but also to bring a fleet back or something. And also some people are commenting on the fact that during the intro where they show the helmets and stuff, Marok's helmet was shown in blue, which is predominantly the good guys, and Sabine's helmet was shown in red, which could suggest at some point a double turn. With Sabine getting frustrated that she's not quite getting to grips with things, and annoyed that she's not progressing quicker, and maybe blaming her teacher, and then maybe, a lot of movie sites on that morning on the day of release. I hate a lot of movie sites that on the day of release say, here is the ending explained as well as the Easter eggs. True. Hate that. But also, I don't click those articles, so I don't see it. I already have a major theory on it. Oh! Thrawn be like, at last we shall reveal ourselves to the rebels. At last we will have revenge. Yeah, exactly. I'll be honest, that theory was too much for me. Fair. It's a very convoluted theory, and I don't think it's happening. I'm just going to fake it till I make it and act like I know everything about Star Wars and try and keep up. Or just posit a different topic of conversation. That's how conversation works. Like, please understand, everybody. Like, we're talking about Star Wars right now because someone began talking about it. And that doesn't mean, wow, if you're not a Star Wars fan and you don't know what we're talking about, expressly leave the fucking place, leave the stream and go elsewhere because you're not wanted. It's not that. It's literally talk about something you do know about, like Pokemon. What is Trail Blaze, like the Pokemon's move? It blazes a trail, which makes you faster because you've basically trailblazed. Isn't trailblazing when people like would like burn a path through stuff so that it was easier to use that path instead of trudging through long grass, thus making you faster? Very good, Matt. Still love my boy Cal. Cal Kestis needs to appear. If not in Ahsoka, then in the Dave Filoni movie. Absolutely. Blazing a trail of Weedle. But then why is it not a bug type move? My theory going off that is that Ezra. Sabine finally connects to the Force, and she connects to Ezra through the Force, and that shocks them both enough to turn Ezra back and Sabine Darkseid. Oh, I like it. Maverick means trailblaze. What? Hey, Liam, how you, mate? I'm alright, Josh. How you doing? Nice to see you. Plot twist, Maverick is Cal? Don't do this. Darkseid Cal. Oh, yeah. I've not heard much of the Ezra clone theory. Sorry, I saw you mention that before, and then because I carried on talking, my ADHD went, remember that? Nope. But I wouldn't like the idea of it being an Ezra clone. Because then does that mean we're going to end up with Ezra versus Ezra? And how would they clone him if he's missing? I guess there's a way to get his DNA. Good been a while. Been good. Been a while since I caught a live stream. Oh, mate, it was good to see you back, dude. Hope you've been well. Cal has leaned a bit dark-sidey. That's true. He choked a man. To create the Starkiller theory from the fact that Sam Witwer did additional voices for Ahsoka. I know, and I'm there like, is it not possible that maybe Sam Witwer just, did additional voices? It could even be like Ahsoka hears like a flashback or a Force echo, and it just has fucking Darth Maul going, Kenobi! Or Maul saying something to Ahsoka, because Ahsoka and Maul had a lot of screen time together. Best Parts Jedi Survivor. Cal just force swipes the Imperial's blaster away with 2 fingers. Yeah. Reckon his lightsaber in the next game should be purple. That's not a bad shout. Like, it should start purple by default. Rave Saber. Heck yeah. Did I see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? Not yet. I want to, but I haven't had a chance to see it. A, because I don't have a lot of time at the moment, and B, because money is super tight, so movies are like on the back burner for us. Well, thank you. I've been watching Tear the Kingdom playthrough. Oh, have you made it through yet? It's a longie. That's not how Kyber crystals work, but I get it. He could like halfway bleed his crystal. Oh, did you see Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No? Never heard of it. Hell yeah. I'm thirsty. Ow! That's pain, man. I need... Is Rise not the new one? Oh, is that what it is? The like weird stop motion-y looking one. Finally retire his Master Saber and make a new one. Ooh! Rise is the other one. Oh. Up to Zora's Domain at the moment? Damn. Rise came before Mutant Mayhem. Oh. Is it in the same art style? Yeah, I don't know my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lore. Like, if I go and watch a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, it's just basically, ha, turtles go brrrr. They're named after famous Renaissance artists. Wow. Know what I mean? Ooh, wait. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, shit, the boys. Oh, my God, they are. Oh, no, Gizmo. You are not telling me that penny just dropped. What about Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse? Good movie. Very much enjoyed that movie. It was very, very good. The 2 Spider-Verse movies so far have been absolute hits. Absolute hits. Oh, yeah, yeah. Man, wouldn't it be cool if one of these Smolives had a black olive? And then 2 others immediately appeared. I don't like the cliffhanger ending. Why? It means we get more Spider-Verse. That's fucking sick. I'm down with that. Yeah, she was barking at me to let her in. First Pogo win in 12 battles because someone DC'd. Hey! We take those. We take those. Come on, Smoliv. You're a little shit. I think they should do another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers crossover. I didn't even know they'd done one. Jesus. Spider-Verse was good. I saw it in the cinema twice. Oh, man. I would have liked to have seen it twice. But alas. Man needs to upload more. He does. Man needs to pull his finger out and get on top of his mental health. That we all. Way back when it was Power Rangers in space. Oh, damn. Isn't there a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman crossover? Is there? I'm Batman! I know there's a Jetsons and Flintstone crossover. That's banging. Is Writer's Strike still going on? I mean, I guess it ends when they actually pay them the amount they deserve. Which will be never. Which sucks. You know what I'm ready for in the United Kingdom? I'm ready for train companies in the United Kingdom to just fucking pay their staff what they're asking. Like, surely at this point, with all the cancelled trains and all the fucking replacement buses that need to be fucking hired, surely at this point the train companies are losing money. Surely. Because, good lord. I just want to be able to catch a regularly scheduled train. Can you just, like, British Rail or whoever it is, can you just pay your workers, man? You just pay your bastard workers what they want. The studios have actually said they're going to go until the writers can't pay their rent. Wait, they're going to go on... What? The studios are going to not give in to the writers' demands until the writers can't pay their rent? Wait, until the... What? Surely they've not said... Because that's not a good way to get people on side. If you're the bad guy and you want to get people seeing your bad point of view as the good point of view, surely you don't go, well, we're going to be really nasty and basically make people homeless. That's weird. That's a weird strategy. I can't... Surely that's something from, like, The Onion or something. That's insane. Why in the world would the executives replace the writers with the AI? Do they need more money and big studio wallets? I mean, the question you're asking there is, why would billionaires want to make more money? And that's because they're billionaires. That's what they do. Oh boy. That's peculiar. But they have enough. They have your definition of enough. They probably don't have their definition of enough. Remember that. That's not me siding with them. That's just me saying, like, you can't really dictate who has enough money and who doesn't. Because do remember, a lot of billionaires technically don't have the money in their bank accounts because a lot of it is in, like, investments and shit, and it's tied to stock and it's tied to assets and things, so that just because you're a billionaire doesn't necessarily mean you have $1 billion in your bank account. But at the same time, like, I would like billionaires to give more money in tax and in like, you know, charity donations. Like, there should come a point where if you're earning a certain amount of money, you by law have to give a certain amount to charity. I am excited for Payback, but not as excited for All In as I was for All In. But then that's the same with All Out. Like, it's going to be... Like, I feel like it's basically going to be an episode of Raw. but maybe a 4-hour episode of Raw instead of 3. And the wrestling will be fine. And that's cool. I can't say there's a match I'm hyped for. Oh, no. Gable and Gunther. Oh, that's not even on the show, is it? That's on SmackDown. That happened, didn't it? Or is that next week? I don't know. I just know, yeah. Oh, I don't think there is a match I'm excited for. LA Knight and The Miz, but it's just because I want to see LA Knight. Reported by respectable sources, essentially it's a strategy to force writers to stop the strike by losing their houses. Both those who rent and have mortgages. Jesus. Chicken shop food. Ooh, chicken shop. Chicken shop. I guess it's a really evil way of basically trying to prove that that the amount they pay the writers is what they'd consider to be the correct amount. Because I guess they, like, if a writer suddenly comes out and goes, wow, we've been on strike for so long, I can't pay my rent. Then the execs will go, wait, so before the strike, you could pay your rent? And the writers go, well, yeah. And then the executives will go, well, it sounds like we were paying you adequately then. And it's like, that's not how it works, mate. You're being bastards. I know one thing, I cringe every time Gunther chops someone. Man. Anyone that says all of wrestling is fake just needs to see Gunther chop someone, because good lord. Gunther actually tries to cut through people's bodies with just his arm. Kid Rose versus John Cena, and that'll be a fine match. I don't really mind who wins that one either. I assume it'd be Cody. But like, it's not like a Rock Hogan level match for me. It's a different kind of evil, right? They're playing the long game, trying to force people back to work by essentially forcing them into poverty. It's bizarre, right? Daniel Bryan's chest after the Greatest Royal Rumble? Yeah, exactly. It's just far more about money. It's that their jobs are going to be replaced. They could pay for a weak script, then just AI, that little extra Hollywood pizzazz. Yeah, that's the big problem. Like, I very much believe every government in the world needs to put really strict restrictions on AI. Like, by all means, use AI to maybe touch something up in a way that a human couldn't, phrasing. But, like, there should be strict laws against, you can't use an AI to replicate an actor's performance or to alter an actor's performance without strict signed consent from the actor. And, like, you can't use an AI to write an entire movie. Or something, like, you know what I mean? Why restrictions? Because people will literally lose their jobs. Like, for actors, for example, for voice actors, if you're a big company and you've paid for an AI, and you then get, let's say, Sam Witwer in to do a few voices for a show, and then from that point on, you could just use your AI to replicate Sam Witwer's voice and say anything you want it to say, and you never have to pay Sam Witwer again, that's terrible for that voice actor, because he basically gets his job just completely replaced by a computer. Like it's very unethical. People could use it to make, like, political opponents seem to have said things that they never said, which can ruin them and can affect, like, elections and rig elections and stuff. Wouldn't it be illegal since they're using his voice? No, because there's currently no voices. There's no laws against that. There's no law at the moment. There's no laws at the moment that says, oh, once someone's provided voice lines for you, you definitely can't put that into an AI and then use that voice for your own uses. Like, there needs to be contracts. There needs to be, like, clauses in voice actors' contracts that say, we will not use your voice beyond what you've provided. Like, your voice will only be used for this project, and we will not use AI to create further projects without your consent. Whose bright idea was it to make AI that mimics the voice of the president? Because I just wanted to see Joe Biden play Warzone with Donald Trump. There needs to be very strict regulations. Voice actors, musicians, and artists in general need to be protected. Like, imagine an artist with a signature style that no one else does, and then someone just goes, "Oh, cool, my AI just replicates that now." If AI creates competition in the marketplace, then that's great. Right. But if AI creates... it's not competition if AI replaces you completely as a person. Because it's not like... Sam Witwer, for every role he does, will have to audition for that role. But if he turns up for a role audition, or he contacts a company going, "Hey, I noticed you're doing another Star Wars project. Do you need me back to do like Maul or Starkiller or anyone?" And they go, "Oh no, we don't need you anymore because we've got the AI of your voice." How does he get further work? Because effectively, if the company owns that AI, then they could very easily start outsourcing it to other companies or like charging other companies to use their AI Sam Witwer voice. And their argument would be, well, he consented to us using his voice, so we're still using it. Like, that's not competition. That's killing someone's career. That's literally replacing an entire human with, you know, a robot. Oh, yeah, streamers need to be protected because our voices are out there. We've got loads of examples of our voices. How do you do until the government steps in and fix the problems of replicating voices with AI? Well, that's literally what we're on about now. We're saying it needs to happen. There isn't a time frame because governments aren't doing enough yet. Which do you think is better, Twitch or Kick? Twitch, because Kick just seems to get problematic people on their platform to come over. Like, Twitch has problematic people, but Kick seems to be like, "Oh, you're problematic and got kicked off Twitch? We'll have you." Royalties, is that how that works? Depends on the contract. If you've signed a contract that says you can use an AI replication of my voice as long as I'm paid royalties, then great. But if you've not signed a contract that says that, then you're fucked. And remember, the big Hollywood companies of the world can hire a lot more expensive lawyers than the average actor or voice actor. Yeah, people should add those protections to their contracts, but again, like, that depends on how good of a legal team you can afford. There's an argument that a voice is copyrightable, so it'd be copyright law. Same with scanning a body for SFX-based thing. Yeah, but it's got to be in minute, finite detail, so that it can't be loopholed. Because one of the biggest problems in law in general is loopholes. A fine ain't enough punishment. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like a fine for a fucking multi-billion-dollar company, they'll be like, "Oh no! Oh no! We've been fined $100,000. What are we gonna do? We'll just use the profit we made from using that guy's AI voice." Part of the action strike is they're not getting adequate royalties for their work due to streaming services. Yeah, that was an argument that wrestlers had as well. When the WWE Network was made, they were like, "Okay, so when I appear on Raw, I get, you know, my general appearance fee. When I appear on a pay-per-view, I normally get a little bit more. I get a bonus because of the pay-per-view buy rate. But now you're going to put all of those pay-per-views on a network for a $9.99 monthly subscription. So how am I getting paid for the pay-per-views now? Am I just getting money from the few pay-per-view buys? Which obviously will go down because most people want to save money, and instead of paying $50 a month for the pay-per-view, they're going to pay $9.99 a month for the full package. How do we get compensated for that? That's one of the things CM Punk was annoyed about when he left WWE. He was asking the question and people were just tiptoeing around like, it's all going to get figured out. And he was like, no, how am I getting fucking compensated for the lower pay-per-view bonus? So like, that's been a pro wrestler problem for a while. And yeah, actors should also be compensated. Oh, speaking of streaming services, big sad we found out today, Peep Show is being removed from Netflix at the end of September in the UK. It will still be available on all four, because obviously Channel 4 owns it and made it. But sad times, you won't be able to just get to Peep Show on the lovely, easy-to-use menu and search function of Netflix. You have to use Channel 4's really fucking alright, but still quite shit streaming service. See SmackDown, tons of fans are annoyed John Cena didn't mention Bray Wyatt, apparently. Oh. I don't know the context of that. I mean, did he need to mention Bray Wyatt? We literally had an entire memorial show last week. I feel like if he would have mentioned it, fans would have complained that he was pandering. Maybe you'll watch something other than Peep Show. Maybe I'll go on to All 4 and watch Peep Show. Still need to finish it. We're only on season 8 or 9. That we all? And, but it's okay, because if I get onto All 4 and watch Peep Show, I'll end up watching Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared again, which is banging. Happy with that. I wish these Smoliv were shiny. People are blinded by the fact that select few actors are rich and famous. They're like, well, why does Dwayne Johnson need more money? And it's like, what about crew member number 4 on the fucking Enterprise in the latest Star Trek movie? Black Books is alright. I've not watched all of Black Books, but I watched bits of it and been like, yeah, it's alright. They're screwing over Dwayne Johnson. Imagine what his stunt double's getting. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the problem, though. That's... People think actor or celebrity. Like, they think actor and they think celebrity. So they think Robert Downey Jr., Dwayne Johnson, Scarlett Johansson, that have made their millions already. And it's similar. It's similar in the YouTube frame. Because, like, people will often say, like, oh, why would I become a YouTube member? Like, you're a YouTuber. You have enough money. And it's like, no, you're thinking YouTuber and automatically thinking PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, you know, the 10 million plus or 50 million plus YouTubers. I ain't that. I ain't nowhere near that. I ain't never going to be nowhere near that. I'm the little guy. Celebs aren't in the strike because they have a lot. But celebs are supporting the strike. Like, there are plenty of celebs that are turning up in the strike saying actors need to be paid better because they're celebrities, like Jack Black, for example, who know what it's like to be underpaid and know what it's like to be starting out as an actor and know what it's like to act for years and years and get a pittance of what you're actually owed. And I have a lot of respect for those celebrities. They're actually turning up. And pretty much any celebrity that decides that they aren't going to strike are getting fucking absolutely shit on, as they should, because you've got to respect people in your field. And I'm sure she'd give you the chance, Grim Monkey. I'm sure that's definitely something that could happen. But, like, in the same way that when we had like an adpocalypse on YouTube and lots of advertising partners were pulling out and ad revenue went down, it was great to see so many of the big YouTubers speaking out about it. And they weren't speaking out because like, oh, I've made millions and I'm not going to make as many millions now. They were speaking out because they were like, there are people who do YouTube full time, but just about earn a living wage. What are they going to do with all these advertisers pulling out? That was a misclick. Rip, Amma. Amma, you don't misclick. I've never. That's shocking. Is that your first ever? How's it going just about from a run? Oh, I hope it was a good run, and I hope you feel refreshed and or energized. Hell yeah. But I'm alright, run. How you doing? Man. I wish YouTube ad revenue would go up. That'd be nice. But I need to upload for that. Did Amma delete another message? I would never accuse Amma of such things. Never, ever. Owie. Didn't Amma time Matt out yesterday? I don't know what you're talking about. What was it that triggered Adpocalypse? Pewd's N-word was up there. There was also another Logan Paul did for a while. Logan Paul's Suicide Forest video. There was a guy who was... Oh, what was his name? Oh, I can't remember. I wish these Smoliv had yellow skin and a black olive, right? Yeah, it was back in the height of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds days. Pewds said the N-word during a live stream. And he didn't help himself by being like, it just slipped out and I wasn't meant to say it. I was more just trying to say asshole, and it was like, wait, so you were trying to say asshole, and the thing you thought of was, okay, that doesn't help your situation, bruh. He did a video about Fiverr, like the website where you can pay it used to be you could buy $5 and get some artwork done or something. And there are these guys in another country who, if you pay $5, they'll do a video message for you and they'll hold up a sign that says anything that you want them to say. And the whole premise of the video was, I don't believe they would ever say this. I'm gonna write this in, and I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna see if they'll say it for a $5. Surely they won't say anything for $5. And he said death, something like death to, and then a certain religion. And in the video is actively shocked when they hold up the sign and go, and it says what he asked them to say. And basically, people were like, oh my God, he's so anti-Semitic. And it's like, well, no, the whole point was, I don't believe they're going to do this. Oh, fuck, they did it. That's ridiculous. But what he should have done is probably blurred out the word, or his editor should have blurred out the words so that he then could say, oh my God, I'm not going to show it because that's horrible, but they actually fucking did it. I can't believe that. But obviously hindsight's always 2020. But then that's when a lot of the PewDiePie is anti-Semitic rhetoric came out. And it's like, I don't believe he's anti-Semitic. I believe he's just fucking stupid, which I believe he was at the time. I believe he was fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Hello, Night Angel! How was work? Trying to ask if anyone was up for Unite. Anyone up for Unite with a bit of Elialisk Matt? I'm African-American. I hear about the PewDiePie bridge incident and his explanation makes me pissed off. What do you mean you meant to say asshole? They sound nothing alike. Well, it's more like... Yeah, exactly. Like, it's more like... By the way, I should clarify. That wasn't him saying, I meant to say asshole, but I said this word instead because they sound alike. The problem is he was trying to say asshole. Like, he was thinking of, like, the word asshole, but instead was like, I'll use a different word. And instead of being like dickhead or twatbox or fucking idiot, he went N-word. And it's like, how would you use that as a synonym? That shouldn't be in your mind as a synonym for asshole, you know what I mean? So it's not that they sound... He's not saying they sound similar. No. You're misunderstanding, Davian. You're misunderstanding me. I've clearly not explained it properly. He's not saying he went from an A sound to an N sound. What he's saying is he was trying to react to a person doing what he would consider asshole-ish behavior. So he was thinking in the context of this person's an asshole, but instead of saying asshole, he used a different word, like a synonym for asshole. And the bad thing is that he considered the N-word to be a synonym of asshole. Like, I've obviously made it sound like he went to say asshole and went, ah, and then the word, that's not what I mean. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, the thing is, he equated the word to a-hole or something, which is a really bad way to think. Yeah. It's still very fucking bad, and it's still like, you really shouldn't be, like, thinking those words have similar meanings, because they really don't. Realistically, you shouldn't have said it at all. Obviously. And Pew didn't suffer any repercussions. Did it? I mean, sure, his channel didn't die, but I definitely think he did suffer some repercussions. Like, there are people still today that think he's a massive racist. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree that, you know, when people think he's a massive racist, I don't agree with that. It was on a live stream. It was very much a heat of the moment, playing a game with friends, saying the naughty word that people aren't supposed to say, but people used way too much in that particular year. Because let's remember, it's not like no one said that word in those fucking days. Like, back then, way more people said it than should have said it. And way more people said it than had a right to say it. But, like, that doesn't excuse him saying it. You know what I mean? It's like the girl on TikTok who joked about how she didn't know what a quote-unquote sundown town was. And she giggles and goes, haha, why cute name if not cute? Like, baby, people are dying. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. It's one of those where, like, before you make the TikTok, if you don't know what a sundown town was, Google it. We're talking about people with the N-word pass? No, because the N-word pass isn't a thing. It doesn't matter if somebody says, I don't mind you saying the N-word. You still shouldn't say it. I'd be happy if nobody said it, to be honest. I just think that's a word that just doesn't have a place in today's society. More happy stories. Time for more happy stories. Look at Shiny Scatterbug. Long time got Shiny Combi, which was female. Oh, nice. And then got Shiny Scatterbug right after. That's banging. When you say nobody, you mean nobody at all or just non-African American people? Oh, I think nobody should say it. Because then nobody can use the excuse of, oh, but they say it, that person says it, oh, it's in that piece of music. If it was just banned across the board, then no one would say it. Like, it would remove that one last excuse that people, it removes that one last excuse that people use for using it. Because people still go, but if it's in my favorite song, how can I not sing along with it? And it's like, you could literally just substitute that for another word. First game, 16 tries, all won legitimately. Well done, though. Well done. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely think... I mean, I've watched it personally over the years. I definitely think PewDiePie has grown. And he's a lot more careful about what he says. And certainly, with that fucking arsehole terrorist bloke that said subscribe to PewDiePie before live streaming a fucking terrorist attack. I think that very much, like, you could see it in his content around the times. That really shook him. Because having someone that's literally pure evil try and associate you with them must be fucking horrible. I can't even imagine what that feels like. And it's just like, you can see on it that he's grown over the years. And I mean, it's been fucking 7 or 8 years, whatever. Like, he's definitely grown from it and is tries to be a much better person. I mean, his charity work for a start, like, think of the amount of channel members he has, and he donates all of his channel members. Like, he tells all of his channel, you know, he gives all of his channel membership money to a charity that they choose every month. Oh, Keemstar's used it way too often. Well, actually, Liam, it's not our place to tell press groups how to take back their power. No, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. It's not for me, as a white person, it's not for me to say who can and can't say the N-word. I just am saying that personally, I feel like it would make the world a better place if nobody said it. Because then there is no, well, my friend gave me the N-word pass. There's no, well, I use it because I heard it in a song or in a movie or my favorite YouTuber says it. You know what I mean? If everyone stopped using it and everyone was like, anytime someone said it, we all just said, you know what, that's not an okay word to use, then there'd be no need to reclaim it or to take back the power from it because it would be like, no one use it. We're all in agreement, just no one use it. That's not me saying to people, you should, you know, let me tell you how to run the world. I'm just saying that is what I would rather. We're not talking... I'm not talking about hard R versus A, because I think that's bullshit. I think hard R versus A is just an excuse people use to go, I didn't use it the bad way. I used it the cool way. Fuck that. You're still saying it. And depending on people's accent, it sounds the fucking same. I hate the hard R BS. I did say it the naughty way. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the equivalent to saying, oh yeah, I did beat that man to a bloody pulp, but I was wearing gloves. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just say the word, even if someone says it in a song and someone gave you the... Yeah, I believe that. I think it's a shit excuse. But I think that excuse would be said a lot less if we all just agreed none of us should say it. But A is like the brother. No. Yeah, I mean, technically, yes. Technically, people would argue that it's like, oh, that's the more brotherly, like, term of endearment. But the problem with that is that people that shouldn't be using that word use that as an excuse to use the word when they shouldn't be using it at all. Remember that white teacher said the N-word and tried to defend himself by saying he didn't use the hard R version? Oh, I fucking hate that guy. He's like, that kid uses it all the time. So, like, I just hear it in my unconscious mind. And I'm like, yeah, but you're an adult. You should still not use it. Just the fact that said it, no excuse could change that. Plus, people say it as a way of referring to a friend. It's one of those where I think it's such a horrible word when you consider the historical context that it's like it's a word that just makes me uncomfortable. And technically, it's a word that shouldn't even hurt me in the slightest because it's not a word that is derogatory towards me. But I hate hearing it. I feel uncomfortable hearing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, no one outside the community affected should ever use whatever is a slur. And I agree with that, but I personally believe anything that is a slur just shouldn't be used by anyone. Because if everybody stops using slurs, even if they're part of the group, then it's my belief that then that slur would fall out of use and fall out of existence. And people would stop finding excuses to use it. I get it. I get the idea behind we'll take back, taking back the power of the word. Yeah, I get the reclaiming thing, right? I get the reclaiming thing. And I understand it, but I also think the problem is reclaiming it or like saying that you're reclaiming it is like, it's not something that's measurable. So like, how long is it until it's reclaimed? Because as long as it's in the process of being reclaimed, people still know, people that want to use it for a derogatory term still know it hurts and will still use it in a derogatory way. And I think that's my problem with like the reclaiming of words is like, as long as it's in the process of being reclaimed, people are going to know it's in the process of being reclaimed. And the people that are arseholes, the kind of arseholes that will use that word in a derogatory way, will know that it's not yet fully considered reclaimed and will still hurt people. So when does it become reclaimed? Like, when are we going to be able to actually measurably measure no one's offended by this word anymore because it's fully reclaimed? And when it is fully reclaimed, when does it reach that point where someone saying it who shouldn't say it isn't using it offensively or isn't offending anyone by saying it? Because if it's at the point where it's reclaimed, surely it's then not, you know what I mean? It's very confusing. You know what I mean? Remember this white... Oh, I read that one. My opinion, some white person came up to me and was dropping softcore N-words. I wouldn't be pleased. My cousin was unalived by people who were screaming that at him. Exactly, yeah. Just avoid it. My hubby hates that word no matter who says it. He's had the family call him with the A and he shakes his head and says no. And I respect that, like... You know what I mean? Nobody in or out the community should use it. We keep saying it's taking back the power, but the power isn't even something that exists. I mean, I'm just used to hearing it everywhere. I grew up in a black community, just me personally. I mean, I grew up, my brother, who obviously I'm from an all-white family, is a white guy. He was listening to all different hip-hop artists growing up, so I heard that word over and over and over and over again. But I'm never going to use that as an excuse to use it. I'm just not going to use it. I hear a lot of people using the R word, which is derogatory towards disabled people. Should that word be banned too? In most places it is. There's very, like, I don't know many places where someone uses the R word with relation to disabled people or people with learning difficulties where someone doesn't go, can you not fucking say that? That's fucking horrible. It can't be simple as just not saying it because the historic usage of the bottle is open. I use the F slur for my bi self. I wouldn't call another LGBT person it. Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. And I can't speak for other people. And I can't really speak for anyone. All I can do is go, they're words you'll never hear me using. I ain't going to use them. As a gay man, I feel like it's similar to feel about the F word. I never used it in a positive. It was never used in a positive connotation growing up. It was solely used as an insult. Yeah. Yeah, you can't use the word R word respectfully in most normal places. Yeah, most people don't say the R word anymore. Like, I cringe now when people say, "Oh, he's a bit slow." Like, even then, I'm like, you don't word it like that. Just. Like, you know, just tell me medically if there's anything I need, you want me to know beforehand and be conscious of. You don't have to word it like that. I hate the F slur, but do what you want if you feel comfortable reclaiming it, but don't use it around me. Exactly. That's it. And it's the same with the R word, with the N word, and with the F word. I consider them all slurs, and more power to people that think it can be reclaimed, but I don't think reclamation is possible. Because I think for as long as people keep saying the word will never die out on the tongues of people who are using it maliciously. I can't tell my mum about sexuality, pansexual. She'd disown me. She was dead serious when she said that. She even says it's supposed to be Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. My mum used to say that, and one of the many reasons I fucking hate her. Like, if I say something a little silly or misunderstand a situation, somebody will say, "Don't be an R word," in a joking kind of way. Oh, that's well dated, though. That's in the circles that I'm in. That people don't say that anymore. Like the circles that I'm in, it's like, yeah, you don't need to word it like that. You can just call someone a dickhead. You don't have to like use a slur for a disability. You know what I mean? One of my issues with slurs and all that is some people are just too excited to say them. Like, how have you realized you're gay and your first thought is, "Oh, I can say the F word now." Yeah, right? Personally, I think it'd just be better to let the word die out. Language evolves over time. Exactly. There are so many words that we don't use anymore. And it'd be great if we could, just see a statement by AEW. They've cancelled Punk's contract effectively immediately. Yo, Punk's sacked. Oh, damn. That also means no non-compete clause, but who's going to take him? Eve came from Adam's ribs. Technically, Eve is trans. I mean, yeah, technically. Damn, Punk's out. I'm deaf on one side, and my brothers used to call me the R word, so it's just stupid to call anyone the R word. Yeah. Well, this is the issue. Is the short version of the F slur is a word for cigarettes in British. Sorry, was a word. Most people don't use the F word towards cigarettes now because of obviously a way of being, a bit more conscious of the fact that the extended version of that word is an offensive slur to, LGBTQIA plus people. So like most people just say ciggy or cigarette now or smokes. But like, yes, for a while, that was a word for cigarettes. And I have met some people, I've seen some people recently who have said it in front of me, and I've been like, fucking what? Just notice the black olive shiny form. I hate black olives, but that's heckin' cute. It's a cute. I wish the Smoliv's body was the black, though, you know what I mean? I remember Triple H saying he would work with CM Punk in the situation he came up despite how difficult he is to work with. Yeah, but Triple H says a lot of things. Like, I'm in control. Just notice the black... Oh, I've read that. That and a bundle of sticks, yes. And they still sell Mr. Brain's... I'm not even going to say it. On shelves in the UK. They still sell the exact product with the same name. Just reminded me, I'm pretty sure I saw a 12-year-old with a vape earlier. Oh, god damn. God damn. Why does a 12-year-old need a vape? For people who don't come from backgrounds of oppression, people are desperate to be part of some edgy exclusive group. It's just silly, yeah. It's one of those where like trust me, when I'm saying that I don't think anyone ever should say the N-word or should say the F slur, please never see that as me going, here's cis white male Ace Trainer Liam telling all these marginalized groups exactly what words they can and can't use. That is not what's happening. It's me saying, in an ideal world, and in a world that I think would be a better place, I don't think anyone should say the slurs, because then nobody has an excuse for saying it. Because no one will ever have an excuse for saying the word in a derogatory way if it's a word that everyone's like, just nobody fucking uses that word, dude. Stop using it. You're literally not cool. My brother has literally told me when I go to school, I don't want to be you. I want you to be a different person. My family constantly says I should change myself. I just want to be myself. Oh, what the fuck? Honestly, dude, as soon as you can get away from your family, get away from them and be who you want to be. Families are overrated, dude. The older you get, the more you'll realize you can pick and choose your own family. Like, I am pretty much only in contact with my brother and my dad now, and that's very rarely, once or twice a year. Like, my brother will text me if a wrestler dies, and my dad will text me happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and me in return. And, like, other than that, my family are all chosen. They're all the friends that I've chosen to be my family. Wasn't the F word? Yes, we've just been through that. The F word was used for a food and still is used for a food before it was a derogatory term. However, that's an excuse that people use. Like, oh, I wasn't calling him a homophobic slur. I was just jokingly calling him that food. And you're like, no, you weren't. You were being an arsehole. I don't have time to be offended by slurs, and I'm usually more embarrassed from the dumb people saying them. Even so, they still shouldn't be saying it, because there are people who are offended by them. You're our family as far as I'm concerned. Literally the first person who rang we got engaged. And I love that. And I love you both, Marty. That's well cute. You are our family. I'm not going to say it, but basically there is a food by a brand called Mr. Brains, and it's called the homophobic F slur. Not because of the homophobic F slur, it's just called that. It's just what it was called. It's like, yeah, it's like a Scottish meatball, basically. It also means bundle of sticks. But remember, if anyone tries to justify using that word and says it's just a bundle of sticks, it's the same context as using gay as an insult and being like, why is it insulting that I called you happy? And you're like, oh, fuck off. You know what I mean? There's a bundle of sticks in Jekyll and Hyde, yeah. It's actually they're actually really nice, just the name sucks. Hate Sableye and Unite. Get good, mate. Then you'll hate it less. But yeah, long story short, trust in me, you won't hear me saying any of that shit. I'm not going to say it. Even if one of my, even if my closest fucking black friend said to me, oh, you get the pass, you can say it. I'm going to go, I don't accept the pass, I'm not saying it. No thanks. But I call a bundle of sticks a bundle of sticks. You know what I mean? I call it an unlit campfire. Yeah, AEW have terminated Punk. That's insane. Well, not insane, but understandable. Damn, man. Why is it insulting if I called you what you are? Say it again, but slowly. I will say, by the way, this doesn't relate to anything we've been saying here, but I'm probably gonna end the stream at the end of this sandwich just because the ulcers in my mouth are fucking killing me. To the point where, like, even just holding my mouth in certain positions is hurting, so I want to just be able to not talk, you know? So I'll wrap it up. We got like 13 minutes of the sandwich left, so I'll wrap it up after that, because I'm not going to waste good sandwich. But I just fucking, you know what I mean? Only OGs of the channel remember Nomad. Nomad! Oh, ulcers because, you know how Max had surgery this week and he's a 13-year-old dog going under anesthetic, and every time a 13-year-old dog goes under anesthetic, everyone goes, you know, like, young dogs can die under anesthetic, right? And you're like, yes. So you know the risk, right? And we're like, yes, but also we've been told very much that his heart murmur has been caused by his dental infection, so he probs needs the surgery to prolong his life. Yeah, so if he dies, do you want us to resuscitate him? And I'm like, so I've been very nervous, but also obviously because he's Sophie's family dog and she's known him since he was a puppy for the last almost 13 years. She's been hella nervous and hella worried. I had to work so hard on Tuesday to not indicate that I was nervous, because I had to be the strong one to make Sophie super comfortable. Because if I'm sat there like, God, I'm so worried he's not going to come through on this anesthetic, holy shit. If he dies, I've paid like £1,100, which we can't really afford, for Max to just die. Like, that's terrifying. And so I was so nervous all day. and I just chewed the fuck out the inside of my mouth. And that's what I do when I'm nervous. I chew the inside of my mouth, I pick the side of my fingers, and a couple of days later, ulcer city. It's horrible. I think at last count, I've got like 7 individual ulcers, and they're all growing around the inside of the front of my mouth. So I'm just in like constant pain at the minute. Even with anti-inflammatories, it's doing nothing. So, you know, Sophie Jade's drunk in the bath. Tatty Bojangles are out. I'll say it on Gizmo's behalf. Pixar, it didn't happen. Liam is such a Chad. I'm just a strong partner, I guess. But luckily, remember, Max came out from under his anesthetic way quicker than they expected for a dog of his age. So he's just a fucking trooper. Hope the ulcers go soon. Can I ask what happened to the wrestler guy? Oh, CM Punk, right? I'll cover this as quickly as possible. So, this time last year, CM Punk and members of the Elite were suspended from AEW, even though they were all like reigning champions at the time, because CM Punk took exception to another wrestler taking cheap shots at him in a promo that was off the script. And CM Punk also took cheap shots at that wrestler in a promo off script. And then during the press scrum after the event this time last year, he ended up talking mad shit. It's a great watch. He basically ripped into members of that group because he doesn't like that they talk with like wrestling journalists about shit that goes on backstage, and he hates that. He basically says that he works with children and stuff like that. Like, he basically said he works with children, and he's just annoyed, and shit like that. Basically, that led to an altercation backstage with his boss sat next to him during the press scrum. Oh, it was great. And poor Tony was like a deer in headlights. And then ultimately it led to a backstage brawl for real in the locker room, where like CM Punk's dog got fucking kicked at one point, apparently by accident. A producer's wife got knocked, I think, and that producer ended up biting someone, which led to him getting temporarily fired and then quietly rehired in a remote role. CM Punk got suspended. The group got the other 3 guys got suspended. Now they're all back, and everything was fine. A bit of tension still between both sides, but they're not legally allowed to talk about it. And then recently, there was a situation that got heated between CM Punk and a guy called Jack Perry. And Jack Perry was basically, he was supposed to be written off TV for a week, right? I'll say your username if you pay money. That's how this works. I don't work for free. And basically, Jack Perry wanted to do an angle where he was written off TV for a week because he was going on some paid leave the week after, and he wanted to logically write his character off TV, which makes sense. But Jack was really adamant that he wanted to do a segment involving real glass. Instead of like trick glass, he just wanted to use real glass because he thought it'd be cooler or whatever. And CM Punk, and I'm on his side with this, was like, bro, that's fucking dangerous. It's not necessary. Don't use real glass. You ain't using real glass. Go the fuck home. Don't do that. And then during the live pre-show for the most recent, for the biggest event in the history of wrestling, Jack Perry was doing some spots involving a real limousine, and he went up to the camera, he slapped the windscreen of the fucking car and went, "Yeah, real glass, cry me a river," as a direct shot to CM Punk, off the cuff, scripted, allegedly maybe trying to start some kind of worked program with Punk, but also Punk has a history of not liking people going into business for himself. So after that ended, right before the opening match of the main card, which CM Punk was involved in, there was an altercation between the two. And basically, Punk wasn't happy. Jack Perry wasn't happy with Punk. There was an altercation. We don't know who started it. But basically, it ended with Punk getting Perry in a chokehold and monitors being knocked over onto an unsuspecting Tony Khan, owner of the company, who was obviously fixated on the monitors with noise-cancelling headphones on because he was directing the show. And so he needed to investigate to see what started the confrontation, and CM Punk still went out for his scheduled match with Samoa Joe, or they almost cancelled the match completely, but Samoa Joe was like, "No, I want to fucking wrestle at Wembley. Come on, Phil, you're my mate. Let's go out there and just kill it." And to be fair, they did go out there and just fucking kill it. But now CM Punk, after the investigation, I see, has been terminated from his contract effective immediately, because that makes sense. If you're suspended for something and you fucking do it again, whoever started it or not, you should know better. So, damn. I was on his side until, you know, like, because Jack Perry should have just not tried to stir the pot, but at the same time. Hello, Sophie Jane. Talon, come have cocktails with us. How you doing? I said hello, Sophie Jane. Surprise Metapod with a nice meal. Switch Mario Kart Gaming. We played Mario Party 2 with Pokemon cocktails. Ooh! You're having a good bloody time. Sorry, I was doing the long story. Yeah, poor Tony Khan. Lad needs to get a handle on his talent, although I think CM Punk going will probably help. But I do wonder if CM Punk has deliberately done this. Yeah, like, I want to see the Wembley fucking security footage of the altercation, because they'll have seen beat for beat what happened and who threw the first punch. I drunk, we all be drunk. Oh, so you're not in the bath. Or are you sharing a bath? God damn! Nah. Now. Let's not accuse. No one likes that. What kind of Pokemon cocktails? Like I said, opens up Collision, since that was supposedly Punk's show. Yeah. Oh, God, Collision's tonight, innit? That's going to be interesting. Same time as Payback. Gonna have to watch it in a separate window. When's the next Nuzlocke? Same time it always is. First Friday of the month for 12 hours. You get cards with the cocktails, flavored drinks based off the types. Oh, that's cool. I would have mocktails. Hell yeah. But still one of the most entertaining people on the show, like him or not. Oh, mate, he is. And he gets people talking. One of the best talkers in wrestling ever. Hello, humbled one. How long you got left on the sandwich? 5 minutes. 5 minutes left of Stremo, everyone. I don't know why, but when Liam said share a bath, I thought of him going Sweet Home Alabama in that one WTF moment. I've shared baths with Sophie, and we're not brother and sister. It's really fun, because we can cuddle up in the nude, in the water, and I can play with her booba. It's a really good experience. Pay-per-view tomorrow. Poor Starks. Yeah, he was going to be in a Punk match. And there's no quote-unquote real world champion on fucking AEW now. Oh, shit. Does that mean Punk could go to WWE and bring the AEW real world title with him? Amazing. Stop talking about bath time with a significant other. I'm not that lucky. Hey, you got washcloths, don't you? Not beyond the realm's possibility that you might turn up around WrestleMania. Yeah, you never know. Only good if you have a nice bath. I mean, that is true. Once the bath goes cold and you're both like, eh. Or if it's a really thin bath and Liam can't fit his fucking wide arse in it. I don't have a wide arse. I have a tiny arse in comparison to my big fat belly. You don't have a big fat belly. I have a bit of dysmorphia, I think. It's not going away anytime soon. It's okay, though. 20 pounds to target weight. We'll be fine. High water is best. Oh, yeah. Keeps you warmer. Yeah, join the club, right? Bruh. My bath isn't big enough for me and my partner. We're too long for the tub. There's no room for my big Cornish head. Bath with an Irish coffee. Oh, wait. You have the Irish coffee in a mug, surely. Not like... not just you have the bath and then you just tip in some whiskey. I don't like this club. Good. Watching Shin Kamen Rider. Ooh. I like Moomin Rider from One Punch Man. I'm still behind on One Punch Man, by the way. I'm up to chapter 183 now. I know I keep talking about my mum, but it says I shouldn't listen to what people call me at school, but she calls me the same thing. Have you said that to her? Have you been like, bruh, they call me what you call me? How can I not listen to it when I literally can't escape it? That's twisted as fuck. Like, obviously, I don't know what you get called at school and what your mum calls you, but let's say it's dickhead or something, and everyone at school calls you dickhead, and you're like, man, I wish people at school wouldn't call me dickhead. And she's just there like, oh, but don't listen to what people at school say, you fucking dickhead. Like, that doesn't make sense. Hello, Rudy Blue Charger, how you doing? Got at least 20k steps every day since last week, which is kind of insane. Mate, you're fucking bossing it. Gonna have to stop calling you Amma and start calling you Absma soon. Because you can have a fucking 20 pack. That's a lot of fucking Smoliv for one location. What is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in one go. Which I think is that Punk probably spent more time suspended and injured than wrestling. I know. Oh, I nearly fucked up. What am I doing? Picnic. Can't do much about body dysmorphia, considering I'm basically a cripple. Yeah, exactly. You got it. You're limited in the amount of walking you can do. Like, you can only do so much walking at a time. Like, so I get that. Oh shit, I don't need to do this. I do need to read One Punch Man. The art looks so clean. Honestly, the manga's so fun. What the fuck? Oh, that scared me. Little freeze. Is reading One Punch Man worth it? Absolutely. I mean, watch the anime first. Punk versus Rhodes in a WWE ring. God damn. Manga page I saw like a 5-year-old drew it, or am I looking wrong? Oh, you might be looking at the webcomic. Because there's a manga and there's a webcomic. And the webcomic, I think, is drawn by the original story writer. And then another guy writes the manga. And occasionally, Terrible Tornado will turn into the webcomic-looking version of her for certain comedic effect. Going for walks is more fun now that I've incorporated getting ice cream as a part of it. Oh, mate, walking with a reward. That's nice. I'm just saying, I can't really walk far, and that makes me feel like shit. No, I get that. Like, but remember, you can only do as much as you can do. And as long as you've done what you feel you can do, you should never feel shit about that. You know, we're all just doing the best we can in life, aren't we? So let's all support each other in that. I love walking with a reward, except without the walking part. Big fucking mood. We're doing really good lately. Like, we're walking the dogs like a little bit longer every day, which is nice. The Pokemon Go Plus, obviously I know it's fucking $60 or whatever, but that's really helping because we're enjoying Pokemon Go a little bit more because we don't have to constantly stare at our phones as we walk around. We can actually just like enjoy the outdoors a bit more, I guess. It's nice. Hell yeah. See you later, Squiddo. Have a good one, my dude. I won't be on for much longer because pain. Oh, the sandwich has ended, to be fair, so I'm actually wrapping up now as well. I give it a cheeky... Oh, I don't need to save, do I? Not really. But, mate, well, Smoliv's our next target. Enjoy the outdoors. What is this, witchcraft? Hey, sometimes the outdoors has food. Think about that. If Punk doesn't wrestle anymore, at least he could say he had his last match at a sold-out Wembley Arena, I guess, against one of his greatest rivals. Yeah, but Sonny, All In is set to become AEW's version of WrestleMania. And he didn't headline. I still not got his headline moment. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe the door isn't closed on Punk, but maybe he needs fucking therapy or something to get or anger management. We'll see what happens in the future. If you're watching Payback tonight, enjoy it. If you're watching Collision instead, enjoy Collision. If you're watching both, what a treat you're in for. And until tomorrow when we play Final Fantasy X, hopefully my fucking ulcers are feeling better by then. I bid you adieu. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. And I'll see yous on the morrow. And we'll be doing a Siri battle tomorrow, so don't worry. I'll get that up. Don't worry. Get it up. Get it up. Right. Bye-bye, everybody. I miss you already.